are. Boom. I love it when YouTube
PCP's back on the menu.
Okay, Jojo, it's okay. Nothing's happening.
That was the first thing that came to mind as a title. I was like, yeah, I'm rolling with that. Oh boy.
This is where the stream gets like age restricted because just
Worth it. 100% worth it. Okay, I think everything realized we're live. That's good. Hello.
Oh yay!
Here we
Hello.
are.
Hello.
Weird. It's what the title says. PCP is back on the menu. Talk to the hand. The golden goal for the golden age. Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't catch the reference.
I don't know. But sure, of course. It's time to continue the arc of the Terminators.
Yay! Hooray! It's back.
Yay!
It's not fully horrendous yet, but it's not gonna get better. It's not getting better. We started steady decline with this one for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I think I might take Salvation over this movie.
I have to rewatch it.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I'm undecided because I haven't seen Salvation in so long. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to rewatch that one for sure. It was interesting to rewatch this one.
We're in the mid-tier Terminator. There's some good things about it, but there's some bad things about it. Duology, if you will.
It was definitely a movie. I mean, I'll take this movie over most of the slop I get today. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I wasn't thrilled.
Oh, absolutely.
I wasn't thrilled completely with this, but you know, I can watch this and be like, all right, yeah, that's okay. I'll accept that this just happened on my screen, I guess. Maybe not from a world building perspective, but you know.
Yeah, like I think that's the thing. It's like my problem with this is my problem with even the idea of making any other movie after Terminator 2, where it's just like I kind of like Terminator 2 just being the ending, but if sequels do need to be made,
oh boy,
there are a couple good things about this movie, and I think one thing in particular that carries it, or like one person really, I think. I don't know, I might as well say it now. I think Nick Stahl's performance as John Connor is quite good, and I think without it, this movie would probably be bad.
Interesting. Okay.
And I wasn't thrilled with him like taking the role either. Like I always thought like Edward Furlong kind of got shafted like not playing this, but I don't know. I think he's got some moments in this movie where I'm like, okay, yeah, there's some good stuff here.
Something I think that's worth mentioning too, and it's a really, really small thing, but he does kind of look like a younger version of the guy from the first movie who played adult John Connor for like 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I think that's in the second one, right? Like at the very beginning with the scar on his face.
Yeah, it's the... Yeah, I don't know which one that was. I thought it was the first, but I could be wrong.
I believe
that is Terminator 2. But...
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it's during the intro section of Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, and then they kind of redo the shot in this, but they use Nick Stahl as well in like during the I guess flash forward scene right at the beginning.
Right. Daz in chat. Hello, Daz. How you doing? I enjoyed this movie. Never be as good as Terminator 2. Oh God, no. And this movie honestly doesn't need to exist. That's also true. But it does, and I think it was fun stuff. Good performances from Connor and Arnold. Yeah, there's fun to be had. There's so much action in this one. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's what I meant when I wrote in the groups like this movie has a lot of noise.
Yeah.
There's definitely like fun to be had here. I think that I don't know if it's the writer or the director, but I believe the decision to inject as much comedy and like self-awareness as there is in this movie into it was not the best call.
Yeah. There's a bunch of times, like, I don't mind that if it's done very sparingly, but there are times in particular during action scenes where it really just sticks out. It's like the director is kind of going, winking at the audience like, hey, did you catch that? Like, this is kind of goofy, isn't it? Like, and if the tone of the whole film was like that, I think it might work better. But there are scenes in this movie where it absolutely wants you to take it very seriously. And I really think, I mean, as far as I'm aware, there are no alternate cuts of this movie, but I think that you could, tighten up the tone a little bit just by removing maybe 30 seconds or so.
Well, I've actually read there the German version is cut down, so it's applied to German PG, basically, from what I understand. I don't know what to cut though, because this is not a very like gory movie of any kind, so I actually don't know. I would have needed
So this
to
is
rewatch.
This is something I find very interesting about this movie, actually, is how do age ratings work in Germany? Because I know how they work in the US and the UK.
Dude, I
Like,
don't
what do you
fucking
have?
know. We have like it's based on just like the age, so it's like for everyone, then 12, 16, and 18 and up, basically. I don't know what the rules are to get what you want.
Okay.
It's probably about the same. You get like a fuck here and there for 16 or 12 or something. I don't know.
Because that's basically exactly the same as how it works in the UK. We've just got 15 instead of 16.
Right.
And what age rating is Terminator in Germany? Is it a 12 then?
I guess it would be 12. Let me check.
I know that at least for Terminator 2, I was able to go see it with my dad when I was 6. So, I mean, at least in Canada, it was one where if you have an adult with you, you can get in the movie even if you're stupid young.
Yeah, that's not how it works in Europe. If it's a 12 rated movie, you have to be 12. Or if it's a 15 rated movie, you have to be like, I got turned away from seeing the Tenacious D movie because I was 14. I was not allowed to go and see it.
Funny.
Like, legally, you are not allowed to.
Okay, so apparently
Yeah, I mean, we are. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The television version is PG-12, so that one is cut. The cinematic version is 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because in the UK, this movie is a 12 rated movie, which is, I think, frankly bizarre. It's a very, very hard 12 rated movie. But then I've heard from like the American audience are used to, all of the Terminator movies in America are R-rated movies. And Terminator 3 is nowhere near as like violent or adult as the first two.
No.
So
there's no liquid metal spike in the eye in this one.
No.
So they kind of, the American audience will kind of view T3 as a very kind of sanitized, like kiddified version, like a very, very light R rating. Almost as if they threw in an extra F word in order to get it to the R rating. Whereas in the UK, it really is an anomaly because you've got like 2 scenes specifically that are, like, in my eyes, clearly R-rated scenes for violence. And then you've got like, I think it's 3 F words in the movie. Like, that being in a 12 rated movie is just not a thing over here. I have no idea what happened. But I mean, I very much enjoyed this was the first Terminator movie that I watched. And I would have been 12 years old at the time. And yeah, I mean, the arm going through the guy's chest pretty traumatized me. I was used to watching, the Lord of the Rings and that kind of thing. And then you get that. So I don't know how this ended up as but then like the flip side of that, like a movie that has a very adult rating in the UK, but it's a PG-13 in the US, is Taken, the first Taken movie. That's a PG-13 in the US, but it's an 18 in the UK. And I have no idea why.
Maybe just subject matter.
I mean,
Human
maybe
trafficking stuff is.
Yeah, something tripped the censors in different ways in each country, I guess.
Fun stuff. Yeah, no idea. It can get wacky.
Well, the only Terminator movie I did not see in theaters before they like. Okay, Genesis was the last one because I was out after. I was like, I'm not going to go out of my house to see Dark Fate. But the only one that I didn't see that I actually would have wanted to see was the original Terminator, and that's because I was born that year. So
yeah, I don't know which one I watched first. It was probably 2. That's probably the one I saw first. I was like, that's cool. That's a good movie. And then it actually took me a very long time to just watch the first one. I don't even know when I watched that first. Always number 2. Both good movies. Yeah. So yeah, this one came out 12 years after Terminator 2. They were like, you know what? I think it's time to make another one. No James Cameron. None of the writers have been in here before. It's all different people. And while I was looking that up, I saw on the IMDb page a trivia thing. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, I'm not doing another one if James Cameron isn't involved. But basically, James Cameron told him, dude, just fucking do it, take the money, and run. That's pretty much
like,
well, I mean, that's been Cameron's, I guess, philosophy behind Terminator for like 3 decades now. So.
Yeah.
So I believe at the time, I don't think it's the case anymore, but at the time, Arnold Schwarzenegger's salary for this movie was the most that an actor had been paid for a movie.
I
believe
bet.
that is correct. Yes, I think this also might have been one of the biggest budget movies ever made at the time as well.
So the budget on this movie was about 180 something million, which is high. I mean, it's lower than something like Titanic, but it's very high. And I believe even to this day, it's like the 3rd or 4th highest budget R-rated movie. Because obviously you've got Deadpool and Wolverine, which is number 1. And then after that, I think it's one of the Matrix sequels. I can't remember. But yeah, very expensive. Like you don't generally spend $180 million on an R-rated movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. But they do have a lot of practical effects here and there, so I feel like they use that money at least effectively to make some.
Oh yeah, as a stunt show, this is a very impressive film.
Oh yeah.
I
think they also built like a couple of life-sized Arnold Schwarzenegger robots, basically, to destroy or shit like that.
I mean, that's what the whole series is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, making like dummies of Arnold and then just obliterating them. Like I was surprised actually because I looked up what year this came out. It was 2004, which was the same year as Return of the King. And I was thinking, this movie looks really good. Like there are a couple of shots that are like, but visual effects wise, given that this is 2004, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And I was wondering, like, what was this? Was this up for an Oscar or something? Because obviously Return of the King won it for visual effects. And the other movies that were up for visual effects that year were Pirates of the Caribbean. And what was the other one? Master and Commander.
Damn, what a fucking awesome year.
Yeah.
I wish we had years like that still.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Master and Commander is good stuff, man. Like
it's so good.
It's a long movie, and you definitely have to be like in the mood for its pace. But like, yeah, if you've ever wanted to watch a movie about ships, like exploration, it's good stuff. Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany, I believe.
Paul Bettany's in it, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Master and Commander hadn't come out the same year as Return of the King, it may well have swept the Oscars. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I look on IMDb right now, again, you got like 3 wins and 24 nominations overall. One of the ones is the one I posted earlier in the group, which is best contemporary hairstyling. Like,
well, I mean, yeah.
Makeup Artist and Hairstylist Guild Awards, and then like a Satellite Award for Best Visual Effects, and ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards 2004 winner, Top Box Office Film.
Hey, look, it takes a lot of skill to get Arnold's High and Tight just right.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, lots of money sunk into this, and yeah. None of the old writers are involved, and they're like, you know what? It's time to make another one. I mean, I guess we can just jump in, unless anyone got something interesting to say still, or something.
Yeah, I think most of what I
have
to say about this movie, it'll probably be best to say it in context.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it worth giving any kind of overview for like how much each of us like the movie? Before we get started.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can give that a run.
Sure.
Let's see. I gotta open the YouTube. Okay, Kree, you go first.
Oh my god, I was not prepared.
Oh my
We go
god.
left to right, and some like I have Discord in front of the bubbles on the YouTube thing,
Yeah.
so that I don't get confused as to who's speaking at what time. But sometimes the order is different, so I wanted to make sure I was going left to right properly.
True.
Yeah, it's weird that the order is always different. I didn't hate it nearly as much as I did. I literally watched it for the first time just before we started the stream, basically. I obviously missed it when it came out. I heard bad things about it. I was expecting it to be atrocious, and what I got was like not a terrible movie, but more of an unworthy sequel is what I called it earlier, where Terminator 1 and 2 being so fucking good. It's like, okay, you're doing a third one, maybe an ill-advised idea, but let's see what you do. And you better knock it out of the park, and they didn't. But it's, again, there's things to appreciate about this for sure, I think. But there's times where it feels like it's going through the motions as well. It feels formulaic, and there's a few, a few pretty cringe parts that I don't think aged well.
Right. Well, there you go.
Well, random.
Yeah, well, I was just curious to see what Creetosis was going to say, because you've only just seen the movie, whereas I watched this in the cinema when it came out. Like I said, it was the first one that I watched. It was the first Terminator film. I think it was the first 12-rated movie I watched as well. I might be wrong about that, but yeah. I think it's a decent but very silly and cheesy and goofy action movie, which therefore makes it a bad Terminator movie. Because, as we've said, tonally, it's very different to the first two. It's almost like it kind of reminds me of what the Fast and Furious movies became, in that it's like the Fast and Furious of Terminator movies. It's, I think, better than most of the Fast and Furious movies. It's pretty soulless. The writing is obviously like weaker than the first two. But there's nothing in Terminator 3 that I think is offensively terrible. I think it is like it's kind of the definition of like a 6 out of 10 movie for me. Maybe I'm being too generous, but if when it came out I was a super fan of the first two, I'd probably hate this movie because it could have been so much better. But then, like you said, Mark, like where do you go with the story after? It's kind of the same problem as what James Cameron had with, or what Fox had with Alien 3. Where do you go after Aliens? Like how do you continue that story? The story is done. And if you're gonna continue it, I guess it makes sense to go in a different direction, but people are always going to be disappointed. But yeah, no, I don't hate this movie at all. I can absolutely switch my brain off and enjoy it.
All right, and yeah, I think I gave most of my thoughts already, but I liked some of the performances in it, and I think the ending is really solid. But I think the problem with that ending also kind of becomes that, as Random was sort of touching on, that like this movie kind of didn't need to happen, and its existence does kind of Control V over top of Terminator 2 in some ways. Like not in any way that it retcons it, but it seems to mess up the time travel rules a little bit. And I don't know. I'm not crazy about this movie, but it is like, it's one of those things that's like, hey, if you like Terminator, think of this as like an action movie they made set in this world, but it's not canon, and then I think it's more or less fine. Like it's an okay action movie to watch.
It's kind of like a theme park version of Terminator, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me. I'm next. Hello, I'm here too.
Yeah.
I think. When I rewatched it yesterday, without taking any notes or something, I was very whelmed. I was like, finished the movie. I was like, okay. I watched that. There was some nice sets here and there. I mean, we immediately have the problem with the world building has already been pointed out as like, okay, we have destroyed the things and all the other things. But then they just say like, actually, you just postponed it. It's like, fine, whatever. I guess you have to make this story happen somehow. A lot of conveniences that just happen to be there, which they probably want to make you believe like that's fate. It had to happen this way. A lot of cheesy lines has already been pointed out. The action scenes look awesome. Like they're really fun. They're really long too. They're like there's like one 20-minute one very early on, and then the last bit is like 30 minutes of pure action. So they just have a little bit of connective tissue in between, and do a little bit with it. Some of them is kind of nice, but then as Random also says, it was Random or Cree? One of you guys said it, that there's a bit of cringe here. It's like, did we need this line here? Did we need to do this? So yeah, it's like I watched it. Was like, yeah, I'm not like I don't want to kill myself like with other movies, but it's like I would have been also happy if I just didn't watch it. It's a movie you can just put on the side and just listen to the explosions and some of the dialogue, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's nothing you need to take attention to quite a lot, and you don't really get rewarded for looking deeper into it, because when I started thinking about the whole time travel stuff, I was like, no, I'm just gonna not. we maybe can touch upon it later on, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, I don't think it's just all weird and dumb now. But yeah, that's my thing, and I guess with that we can just jump straight in.
And
Let's go.
I mentioned one thing I forgot.
Fine.
Oh, we are going to be talking about this movie for the next several hours, but yeah, sure, go ahead.
No, it's just I think the biggest actual problem of this movie is undoing the ending of Terminator 2, where it's like everything is resolved, we've stopped the apocalypse, everything is good, we have a nice happy ending. The future is what you make of it, and then this movie just comes in, it's like, nah, fuck you, it happens anyways. All that was for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that the like Metal kind of touched on it on his blurb too. The idea of it being fate and Judgment Day being something that will eventually happen no matter what. My whole thing is just I'm like, well, I mean, or we could just not have Skynet. Like, I mean, I feel like especially with knowledge of the future and like the ability to stop it, it's like, well, no, I mean, you destroyed that lab, but Skynet will eventually happen, and it'll eventually take. It's like, why though? Like, we can stop it. We can't just have this not happen. And that's sort of that was the whole point of Terminator 2, at least as far as its ending goes. So I don't know. I don't like the idea that's like, nah, eventually there will be a big robot apocalypse in this world, no matter what. And I don't know.
If you stop Skynet enough times, you get Legion.
Oh no! Like we've had one Skynet, but what about second Skynet?
Oh, that's Dark States. What about second Skynet? No, we'll get there eventually, maybe.
Oh God.
So we get introduced to or reintroduced to John Connor and his vagabond arc, because he's just been going around on the road, living off grid, because his mother, Sarah Connor, of course, kept telling him, it's like, oh, it's fine, we stopped Judgment Day, but he never believed that and never really felt safe. And when she passed away, he started living off grid, meaning he's just homeless, takes day jobs, moves around on his bike, and just tries to get along and just be off grid. So in case some Terminator wants to come back, they have no idea where he might be. And that's just the basic gist of the introduction to John Connor here. And then we just see him ride around on his bicycle, and he just happens to crash his bike because there's a reindeer on the road, and he falls over with it. And he just leaves the bicycle on the road, was something I noticed. He just gets a ride from someone. I guess it's broken somehow. Didn't look that bad. But he just gets picked up at some point, and he gets dropped off at a vet. I don't know if there's anything else to add there. That's just the introduction to what John Connor has been up to the last couple of years since Sarah died. And now he's at this vet. because he needs some
Which-
medicine, because he cannot go to the hospital because he's off grid. Did I say reindeer? It's just a normal deer. A reindeer would be funny though, with a red nose and everything. I think that would be awesome.
I think that Nick Stahl's performance as John Connor, I don't know, the introduction in particular, it's kind of appropriate for him to be acting in this way, or for him to be coming across in this way, but he is so goddamn monotonous in this movie until things start happening. And I agree. I think he does have a couple of scenes later on where he is able to actually, act. And convey the frustrations that this character might have. But in particular, when he's giving the monologue, the voiceover narration explaining what happened previously, it feels like he's just a guy who doesn't care reading words on a page.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not meant to be particularly charismatic or anything, but I can't help but feel like, I don't know, if Edward Furlong had ended up being in this movie as was originally intended, that it may have felt a little bit more, a little bit less bland, maybe.
Yeah, that's possible. I think I guess I'll clarify. I'm not saying that like Nick Stahl is like a fantastic actor and everything he does in this movie is great. I just think it might also just be a consequence of the scenes where he does act are the times at which this movie actually takes itself seriously and tries to like develop a character and give some, I guess, pathos to where this guy has been since Terminator 2, presumably, and the weight and what would be the word for it?
Gravitas?
Apprehension of having to deal with everything he might actually end up dealing with, I think is something that he portrays pretty well in the scenes where he's allowed to. But I think one of the big issues with this movie is it seems like it's just doing silly, fun Terminator times for a good chunk of it, and then every so often it remembers that it's telling a serious story about the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about a kid who's grown up traumatized, with the knowledge that like at any moment some guy could just show up and kill you. Which is why he, I like the idea that he, used his brain and decided, well, I have no choice. I basically have to be a hobo.
Yeah.
Because, by the time, the year that the film takes place in, I can't remember if they state it, but is it 2003?
I think it's supposed to be. It's 10 years after the events of T2.
Okay, because either way, we're well past when Judgment Day should have happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means that, so as far as John Connor is aware, they have indeed avoided it, but he's not going to, he's going to be overly careful because he knows that if he ends up getting, if someone who looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back in time and shoots him in the face, then yes, he'll die, but also all of humanity will die as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I guess here on screen we've got our antagonist, the Terminatrix, which is a word they actually say in the movie.
They do, yeah.
A lot. I honestly thought when this movie was coming out, when they said, yeah, this is the Terminatrix because it's like a sexy lady Terminator, I seriously thought they were kidding. And like that was just like a thing they would say on set, but no, they refer to her as that. The TX.
Yeah, TX.
I
T10,
have
whatever. Yeah.
I have a lot of issues with this character being what, not so much who.
Yeah.
Skynet sends back in time, because the TX is not nearly as good of a design as the T1000.
Yeah.
They try to pretend it is because they're like, well, she can actually like make weapons like guns. It's like cool. But there's also like a physical thing, like an endoskeleton that can much more easily be impacted by the world than something that can at any point turn into liquid.
Yeah.
And they try to be like, well, she's got liquid metal over top. It's like, yeah. But T1000, one of the things that made T1000 so scary, it's like, where is its brain? What is the thing to kill inside that?
Yeah, because in T1000, you peppered him with all these things. There's like holes and shit, and he looks like gross and spooky, but then just comes back together.
Mm-hmm.
While in this movie, she consistently gets like damaged. Like her plasma gun gets destroyed, and she gets like squished and everything. So that just makes her inherently less scary from a design standpoint, for sure.
So, like, Terminator 2 essentially treats the T-1000 as an alien because you can't really understand it. It is like future tech to the degree that, like you say, where is its brain, where's its head? It doesn't. It's kind of like the Thing in the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really understand what it is that you're looking at, and you chop off its arm. That's not its arm. It just has another one, or another. I guess everyone would have another one, but yeah, it has another 2 or another 10. It can do whatever it wants. And yeah, the whole thing with the weapons, I swear the TX's weapons like are broken for more of the film than they're working in.
Yeah.
Like they break them 3 or 4 times, and they also don't seem to do anything. There's one time when they do what they're supposed to do, and because of the nature of the Arnold Schwarzenegger robot, which we'll get to, it ends up not mattering in the slightest.
Yeah.
And that bothers me too, because I'm thinking that, like, why would you want to send back something with weapons from the future if not to kill Arnold? Like, not to be like,
Yeah.
okay, if he has a T-800, we're going to give this thing a weapon that can just take out a T-800 in one shot. And she hits him, just full blood, like a direct hit.
Yep.
And it doesn't really affect him. So it's like, wait, so why? They give her those weapons so that she could kill John? Because, like, I mean, you're sending him to 2003. There are guns. Terminators can acquire guns.
Yeah.
It's not really explained because they specify, or I guess Arnold's T-850 speculates that the reason why the TX was sent back is specifically to hunt him.
Yeah.
But that suggests that whoever in the future knew that he was going to be getting sent back and that Skynet deliberately sent the TX to deal with him. But then you get scenes, in particular later in the film, where they're having a fist fight. And you would expect that the TX would absolutely tear Arnold Schwarzenegger to shreds if it is a robot designed to destroy other robots. But it doesn't. Like, it wins, sure, but it doesn't wipe the floor with him.
No.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and like the idea that they would be sending back a Terminator that is specifically designed to kill Terminators, and it's like, so dude, I guess the T-850 must have been sent back prior, and that's when they sent the TX back. But you'd figure, why would they send the T-850 back if not for the fact that they knew there was going to be a Terminator sent back to that? Like that's the thing. Like the what would be the word for it? The time travel logic in this one is so much more fucked than it is in either of the previous two.
Yeah, because they don't really specify exactly why the TX is here. Like it's the TX has a mission, which is to kill a bunch of people who are going to be important.
John
in the future
Connor's
war.
lieutenants. That's the idea. So she's not even here to actually kill John Connor right now because apparently his plan worked. He was untraceable. So the reason she actually finds him is completely coincidental.
Yeah, that's one of the weakest parts of the movie. Sure. But it doesn't, like, if this thing is like a super high-tech advanced Terminator killing Terminator, it gets sent back in time to kill, like, what, 10 humans? Why?
Pretty much, yeah.
And the other side of it, which I think had potential, but they don't end up doing anything with it, is, I mean, sending back a killing machine that looks like a supermodel, it makes about as much sense as sending one back that looks like an Austrian bodybuilder. But like the idea, the idea of having, especially if it's meant to be covert, right? Because both of those are going to stick out. But an interesting idea that they play with the corny like boob inflation thing is the idea
that's
of having
one of
her,
the only things I
like,
remembered from this movie, by the way. It's like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So having her, use what she looks like to try and seduce people to get, closer to her targets or whatever, like that has potential. But firstly, they do that once and she just kills the guy immediately anyway. So why did you need to do that? And secondly, she doesn't seem to be able to function as a person anyway.
No.
Like, she can't hold a conversation, or if she can, she chooses not to. So what is the point of sending back a robot that looks like Kristana Loken if it's not going to use that to its advantage? Like, why? Why do that?
I almost think that, like, here's the boob scene kind of coming up there. Like, I almost think that this scene is just so hilarious in that it's like, would Kristana Loken not have, like, as she is before she inflates her boobs, not have been enough to charm this cop? Like, I almost feel like amping her up a cup size was like I don't even know why she would think she would need to do that, considering how she looks. It's like,
It also doesn't really
you know,
do
like-
anything. That's like just completely made up for laughs, because then it's just like, I like your gun, and then we cut away. Like, we don't even do anything with the boobs. That's
Yeah.
a sentence I just said live on stream. We didn't even do anything with the boobs. Oh, man.
It's
But
the
yeah,
liquid
like-
metal. The liquid metal booby.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I mean, Robert Patrick T-1000 at any point could have turned into Kristana Loken if he like touched her on the shoulder. So it's like, it's not even like they needed the base model to be like a super hot, like, I don't know, Nordic supermodel lady. But I think it's where the trick comes with trying to make sequels that don't really need to happen, because you start thinking of things like, well, what can we do that's just different?
Yeah.
That's not like the previous one. Even though formulaically, as Random kind of mentioned at the beginning, this movie does play out a lot like the other Terminator movies do, with different set pieces, obviously, but a lot of them are similar in style, in that you've got a big car chase set scene with a set piece with a massive truck that like happens in both Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, in addition to this movie. In fact, I guess Terminator 2 has 2 of those. But
Yeah, and that's
but
something
don't
I
know, like,
noticed.
it seemed like a choice that was a choice because they wanted to make a choice, which I don't know if that sentence made sense, but it does in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I noticed watching this movie is for Terminator 2, like, obviously references the first movies. It feels like a escalation. In fact, I think I even said that when we went through Terminator 2, is the way they like escalated the threats from 1 to 2 with the truck and everything, and how all that plays out was a really good way to do it, I thought. With this movie, it feels again, formulaic. It feels kind of forced. It feels like they're going a bit over the top with this crazy crane smashing through buildings and everything constantly. It's like, oh my god.
But then they were kind of caught in a bind. I can totally see that. Like, how do you one up the T-1000?
Oh, yeah.
That's the
tough.
thing. You can't.
tough.
You just can't.
And you
Honestly,
can't just have
send
the T-1000
two
come
of
back
them.
again.
Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
send
That's
two
true. You could send
2000s,
multiple.
like, I mean, like that's the thing, right? Like, it's like I feel like if Skynet were actually trying to be like, okay, well, the T-1000 even didn't succeed, but we do have more of those, and I just don't think putting an endoskeleton with a couple shitty weapons in her was, I don't think it was a choice, because it made her a lot less threatening than the T-1000. Because I was just like,
Yeah.
ultimately, there's a thing in there that I know you can blow up, and then she won't be able to do stuff anymore. Where with the T-1000, like, the entire time I was watching that movie for the first time, even being like a little kid, I was like, how the hell are they ever gonna kill this thing? It's,
Yeah.
it's invincible. It can just turn into liquid and, like, drip away. Like,
There's something about her design I want to mention, but something that comes up way at the end, and it really bugs me. I don't know if I should say it now or wait.
Well, I guess keep it in mind.
I'm gonna have to hold on to it for like 3 hours.
Possibly.
I'm trying to guess now, but yeah, I'll wait. I think I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, we have the teleportation scenes, or the Terminator appearing scenes, and the Terminatrix, the Faminator, the TX, the T10, whatever you want to call her, appears, and she immediately finds a lady. She was like concerned, like, why is this lady naked? Are you okay? And it's just, I like your car. And then we kind of cut away, and she, I assume, killed her and takes her stuff, and now drives off.
There is curiously no blood on the car.
No
Like,
blood at all. Yep.
seems like the shot is implying that she straight up pulled that woman's head off.
Yeah.
What did she do with the body? Is it in the trunk? I guess it would probably make sense to put it in the trunk.
one of
'Cause,
her
yeah, the
weapons is a lightsaber, and it cauterized it.
Oh, okay.
They just
maybe.
that's a deleted scene.
Also, luckily for her, the lady also has a new fancy Nokia phone, and she calls like a number that makes sounds like when you accidentally call the fax machine. and then she makes sounds back, and that lets her access a database with her targets and their whereabouts. I have no fucking idea what any of that means or why this works, but it does.
I've got a theory.
So I think a bit of that might be that 2003. So this is in the era where it was fairly reasonable to assume that most people had the internet in their home. And
the thing is, those were not modem noises. Those were specifically
fax machine.
90% sure those are fax machine noises.
Yeah,
but then I still don't know.
I think
go ahead.
It's just the idea that you like, and actually Dave has a point there. Dial-up modems actually.
I'm aware. I still don't know why.
But
her making noises.
But
back.
I guess the idea was that she can just hack into anything and know everything, and like that. I don't think most people would be like, wait, okay, so not everything's connected though. Like that.
Yeah.
Well, so they kind of
trick people.
I won't jump forwards with this because I have a lot to say about something that happens later, but they do mention later in the movie that Skynet has started like cutting off phone lines and contact with military subs and satellites and all the rest of it. So the digital landscape, I guess, I don't really know how to describe it. That is already Skynet. It just hasn't been switched on and given the power to take over the world yet. So it could be that, given that that is the case, that she is essentially communicating with that because she's a robot that knows how to, using the phone. I think that's okay. There's a bunch of other problems with it later, but I think that is okay.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad explanation, actually. I can totally see that, yeah. But yeah, now she knows where the soon-to-be lieutenants are. And now her plan is to just drive around and shoot them in the face until she gets all of them. That's the plan.
It's not exactly covert, is it?
No.
It's also very lucky for her that all of her targets that we see all happen to be in the same city.
Yes. Which gets even funnier later in the movie.
Are they though? Because because the Hoover Dam's kind of closer to Las Vegas, and that's where like that's where I guess like her. Oh wait, no, yes, yeah, it is like it's like around the Hoover Dam, right? Don't they mention that? Because they're in LA right now, so it's not the same city though. It is like a reasonable driving distance.
Do you mean for her father?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was more meaning like the initial list of targets where it's like, oh, she goes through a drive-through and kills a couple people. Then she goes to a house party and kills a couple people. And then she goes to the veterinary clinic to kill John Connor's girlfriend, future wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess
like, it's
everyone lives in LA.
Yeah, the first three are very close together, it seems. That's for sure.
Yeah, like if they wanted to give the impression that time was passing, then they shouldn't have filmed this all at night because it makes it look like it's all during the same evening.
Right, yeah.
Is it not supposed to be?
Well, if they are meant to be in different cities, then it can't be.
Oh,
which is that's why it gives the impression that they all live in the same, like, within like a half an hour drive from each other. Which, whether that's intentional, I don't know, but it is. If that's intentional, then that's extremely lucky.
Everything in LA takes 20 minutes, which is the biggest lie I've ever heard if you've been in LA traffic.
So yeah, she's going around in a bit, but first we get introduced to Kate and I guess the fiance. I say introduced. The fiance is never really characterized in any way. He's not shown as a good fiance or a bad one or anything in between. He's just kind of there to be killed later. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes. He is such a non-character. It's actually amazing.
I exist to be a casualty.
Pretty much. And then she gets a call from her dad, who is a general guy that is in charge of computer defense systems, is the short version. And he's like, sorry, I have to cancel again. We got computer problems. Oh, I wonder if that's Skynet. And he's like, yeah, but my fiance wanted to meet you, but hey, you'll run to him eventually at the wedding. And then the father says that, I'm still kind of in denial about it. And Kate says, yeah, me too, kinda. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah, that line I thought was unnecessary because I mean, maybe they needed or they felt they needed to throw it in there just to make her pending relationship with John Connor not seem as sudden, because
Yeah.
I mean, like, ultimately it's not like they have a bad breakup or anything, like the guy is just killed, but yeah, no, maybe to have it make sense, it was like, well, maybe she wasn't 100% sure she wanted to marry this guy anyways, and that's why she's as quick to bond with John as she is, even though, like, I don't know, it's not like they get married in this movie.
No. But that also says, you're gonna be fine. I don't need to pass judgment on him. Haha. And
Oh God, I missed that.
and you've been fine your whole life. I never to worry about you. I wonder if he has to worry about her later. And and you'll always do right. You'll be fine. Like, okay, goodbye, Daddy. I love you. Like, yeah. And then they hang up, and that's the thing. So yeah, I guess we give some seeds that she has doubts about the fiancé, but we don't really know why, besides her being like, I feel like he's maybe not the correct one. That's pretty much it. And they're planning their wedding, it seems.
Considering his fate, I was like, well, why did that seed of doubt even need to be presented for Kate or Claire Danes? Yeah, Kate, right? Kate and Claire are they're very similar names. I was like, am I calling the character the name of the actress? And I'm like, no, it's the other way around. But yeah, no, I didn't think it was really necessary, but I guess it's fine. He's not that much of a factor for much longer.
No, not at all.
Though I guess he is the one time ever that the TX attempts subterfuge.
Oh yeah. It doesn't really work. And it's it really is quite funny when that happens, but that's a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem when we get to it.
Something I wanted to mention quickly is sort of this whole section of the movie really felt like it was extremely similar to what they did in Terminator 2. Whether that's because they were trying to deliberately do Terminator 2, but again, I don't know, because I think that this kind of works as like a setup to each character. Because it is just jumping around and establishing everyone and whose relationships are with who and who's the father of who or whatever. Because you get the Terminator, the evil Terminator, the delinquent John Connor, you get the military science man, who is Catherine's dad. And then when the plot actually gets started and the Terminators start doing things, everyone, the audience knows who everyone is and who's related to who doesn't know who. And I think this bit, in terms of setup, is fine. And then when the shit kind of hits the fan is when problems start emerging.
Right. Before we go to Arnie's appearance, we get a little bit of the general man and the computer man. That's what I called him in my mind, computer man. Because like, hey, we got this this weird virus going around, and we can't, like, the firewalls are holding up, but it looks a bit weird. Hey, this other crazy AI we have? We could just use that one. And general guy is like, that's like shooting a bazooka at a fly, so I don't think that's really useful. And also, it's not tested enough, so we don't really want to go around and try this. But the computer man says, yeah, but if the AI works, the upper echelon of our regime is going to be really happy, and they're going to be cool about it. Would be awesome. But he says, no, that's not happening right now. It's like, fine, we'll do normal IT work then for now. So yeah, apparently there's some kind of virus going around, which I don't know what it is. I'm now wondering if actually the T10 splice that in with the phone or something.
They mention it later.
Do they?
Yeah,
I missed that. I went for the movie twice. Well, Jesus.
it's speculated, so it's not confirmed, because I mean I'll just say it. So John Connor he tells military dad man that Skynet itself is the virus.
Oh,
which he could be wrong, because John Connor wouldn't know that. That's just his interpretation of what's happening. But if he's right, then that means that Skynet, this defense system that they've created, has sort of manifested a virus that will necessitate that they bring Skynet online to combat the virus, which means that it wants itself to be switched on, is, I think, the idea that they're going for.
Yeah. And I guess the tricky thing about that from like a functional level is like, wait, so, but if Skynet was able to get out of wherever it is now in order to initiate that virus, is it not able to just take the chains off on its own? Like, does it really even need to be allowed out if it's already able to affect the world, you know? Especially because, I mean, with the, I guess jumping ahead way to the end, it's like the idea of Skynet is code more so than it is like machine, as far as like its essence. Like the thing that is Skynet is software, not hardware. Is kind of the big, like, I guess
It's an AI, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it is an AI, but like the idea that it's not an AI where it's got like a final boss room with a core that if you destroy it, it's just done. It's like, no, like it's out on the internet and that it can't be deleted because you'd have to delete every single possible copy of it, which is, if it's got the wherewithal to replicate itself and put itself everywhere, how do you even do that? And I guess the trick is that if Skynet is this virus and this virus is out in the world, why would it not just code that virus to create Skynet outside of the military's like, you know, firewall, I guess, or like wherever they have it now? Have it like just make it exist on other servers, like. But I mean, again, I think that it's the thing with this movie in particular, more so than Terminator 1 or 2. It really wants you to not think about things too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, like, we can only really attribute it to like the way things that are not stated in the film, it just works like that, so you just kind of have to accept it. Like someone in chat says it just wants admin access. I really do think that it is meant to be that kind of thing, because if the Skynet virus, if that's what it is, if that could launch the nukes, then it obviously wouldn't need to be activated because it already is Skynet, essentially. So there must be some kind of limitation that is, you know, this Skynet virus or the Skynet induced virus that has limitations, because otherwise humanity has already lost. Like, I think we are supposed to believe later in the film that had they not activated Skynet, that they would have been okay. The problem is that they'd lost contact with all of their like military facilities. And the reason why they ended up activating Skynet is because the US was vulnerable to attack. So they were paranoid that they were going to get hit by Russia or China or whoever else, whoever it would have been back in 2003. I'm trying to think, but yeah. Maybe, I don't know. They thought that they were going to be attacked and that they wouldn't be able to defend themselves. That was why they switched on Skynet.
Yeah, I guess that's another good point. Like this existing as far outside the time frame of the Cold War does make the like, wait, who's nuking who for what right now? What are we afraid of?
Everyone's nuking everything. Woo!
They should really use NordVPN.
We're in the scene that I think perfectly exemplifies my biggest problem with the movie, that it's like tongue-in-cheek winking at the concept of a Terminator film. That's like, I guess every T-800 just has an instinct to try to find like biker gear, specifically.
Yep.
And the joke here, it's like, oh, he ends up at like a male strip club, and like he takes
like ladies' night
wearing. Yeah, like he takes a stripper's leather jacket and leather pants, and it's the bar scene from Terminator 2, but haha, isn't this a funny spin on that? And I hate it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It really is just like a scary movie style parody of a Terminator scene.
Yeah, because what you have in Terminator 2 is like one quick moment where you see through his perspective, and there's a woman who is surprised by him at first, but then she like looks him up and down and gives him like just a look like, oh yeah, type deal. And then you get this scene in this movie, it's like, oh yeah, it's a bar full of women doing that. It's like, okay. I don't know, it just
and because
like
it's a strip club, they're not as weirded out by it, because they just, I guess, assume he's one of the performers.
Yeah.
But you figure this guy would be like, wait, dude, who the fuck are you? When did you get hired here? But no, he's sassy and says "talk to the hand," which becomes the fucking catchphrase through the movie, and I hate it.
And then also
See,
puts
these are
on
the elements that I
shit.
really dislike. I was like, if you took all this stuff seriously, oh yeah, and he's putting on the fucking star glasses.
I was about to say. But apparently the Terminator is aware enough that that's cringe, so he throws them away and steps on them.
And that's the other thing. Why? Why is he aware that that's cringe? Why did he even really feel that he needed the sunglasses? I just I don't know, I don't get it.
It's too meta.
Yeah.
Terminators are built with cringe detectors.
Cringe injection. These glasses are cringe. I don't want them.
There's a couple of problems that I'll just mention briefly that I noticed in this scene specifically, although honestly I just don't like the scene in its entirety, is there is no way that those clothes fit Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that guy's lots more than
if the male stripper was like a bodybuilder or whatever, then okay, fine, but I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, like how hard would it have been to cast that? It's like you can't find a male stripper who's big and jacked. Like I feel like shouldn't that be most of them?
Well, I'm like then
so.
You could then be like, oh well, it's lucky that he ended up at a male strip club with a guy with the exact same physique as him. But like that's preferable to having the clothes just fit him suddenly when they really shouldn't. Like it feels like a nitpick, but Arnold Schwarzenegger is big. Normal clothes don't fit him.
Yeah.
Like
if there was someone with the exact same physique as him in that bar, that would be the least of the coincidences in this film.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think also worth mentioning here that Arnold Schwarzenegger is 54 when they filmed this, and he managed to get in essentially the same shape as he was in for T2.
Yeah, I mean, he looks
really
great.
Impressive.
Arnold did a great job with preparing for this film.
From what I've read at some point, apparently he trained for 3 years, like 3 hours a day, to get to like the exact same state that he was back then. Absolute machine.
Yeah, a lot of respect for that, actually.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, gifted, yeah.
As for like the fact that this Terminator, it kind of feeds into the meta aspect of it, is that the audience doesn't yet know what this Terminator is. We just see, oh, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and he was a goodie in the other film or whatever, so it's going to be the same character in some form. And we find out later that it's a totally different robot. It's not even the same model of robot. It just looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So this is a Terminator. It has not been instructed not to kill people. John Connor never tells it not to kill people. John Connor never tells it, we don't get the scene from T2 where it kind of where he explains how to socialize and we get the hasta la vista baby, like all of that. We don't get any of that. And yet T3 still tries to go for the whole, well, he doesn't kill people because he's a goodie. And he repeats talk to the hand because that was a thing that he did in the other movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like this Terminator in this movie is meant to be a killing machine. I believe we get a line later in the film that says that the person that sent it back in time, which I won't spoil yet, reprogrammed it. But then you've got to wonder, like, okay, but why didn't they reprogram the one in T2? Like, if you can just reprogram a Terminator to not kill people, then why didn't they do that in T2?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what I would have touched upon that as well, because I was about to say they say that, and I would have gone the same exact route. So okay, but why did you program it further to actually make sure that doesn't happen? And why would you program him to say talk to the hands or say now or some shit like this? Like, okay, because at some point I was actually wondering, like, wait, is it like just the same one but some from a different timeline or some bullshit? It's like, no, he explicitly said that's another model. I was like, oh, so what's the dealio with that?
The deal is, it's the writers wrote this as if it's like, yeah, no, he's good guy Terminator. You know all this already. We're not doing this stuff. He's just the Terminator 2 character, but it's a different one. And that's what I mean. Like, there's so much about this movie where I'm just like, you were really lazy with like how you like set up a lot of these things. And I think you relied too much on the fact that people see. Funny enough, this being like the first Terminator movie Random saw, you're relying too much on this being a thing that people have definitely seen Terminator 2. Therefore, they'll just get all this stuff. And I guess like the way I react to that is like, yeah, I've seen Terminator 2, which is why, yeah, you get it, you know it, Terminator bothers me. Because I'm like, yeah, no, it's not that easy. Like I mean, I guess technically it was the director's cut where they actually like pulled the chip out of his head that like, and like do the reset switch that makes it so that he can learn, like actually develop human compassion and things like that. So that you could maybe say, well, that's not canon because it's the director's cut and not the theatrical film. But even so, it's like we still had the, you know, you can't just go around killing people scene with John like being very upset at him that he was about to kill those two guys that John was kind of just trolling, like I'm talking about in Terminator 2 now.
Yeah.
And like saying, why'd you do that? Because you told me to. Like all that stuff is important for who the T1 T800 becomes at the end of Terminator 2, by the end of Terminator 2. And this one's got like some of that, but not all of that. And I don't know. It's just, it seems like, yeah, we're making next Terminator film and that's it. And I don't know. I wish they took more care with it and thought a bit more about it.
Yeah, because I could see how, like, you don't need to do a total rewrite, but fix up a lot of stuff in the script, and I think you have a pretty solid movie.
I mean, it's always going to feel like a retread of T2 is the problem.
Yeah.
I agree that it could have been better than it was if it had taken itself more seriously, but you're still going to have problems of conceptually the film is the same as T2. It's Arnie's back to protect John, and there's an evil Terminator trying to kill him. Like that's the exact same concept, and they would have to go in a completely other direction to avoid that, to the point where it wouldn't even necessarily feel like a Terminator movie. But yeah, it definitely could have been better than it was.
Like honestly, I think it could have been as simple as just you gotta take the fact that the Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good guy out of the equation and just make this one of the Terminators, like the Arnold Terminators, goes back to kill John, and it's just John trying to survive against the Terminator. But I think that it's the problem with the next sequel needs to be bigger and crazier, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think actually John trying to be like, well, my mother and my father managed to kill one of these on their own. Maybe I can do it too. But he's also like trying to make Judgment Day happen. So I've got to kind of do the Terminator 2 stuff of stopping Judgment Day while being hunted by this thing with no superpowered thing to protect me this time. And I honestly think that would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Well. What's oh, no, already said that. The T10 is currently driving around and it's like, hey, are you Jose Barrera? Are you the guy? It's like, yes, that's me. And then she just drives up to the window, shoots him in the face, and then drives to another guy's house party. It's like, are you and your sister here? Yes, she's upstairs. What's up? And he shoots them in the face. And that's what she's been doing. That's
Metal, are you calling her T10 because she's a 10?
No,
That's
because
the X,
TX.
numeral 10.
Numerals.
I mean, hey.
okay.
Yeah, that's there's a connection. I mean, she is really hot.
layers.
For as much as I have criticisms of the TX,
I mean, yeah.
Kristanna Loken is extremely attractive.
I mean, I've in my mind just switched back and forth between Feminator and T10. Also,
Feminator. That's a good one.
Is T a Roman numeral?
No.
It's not used to represent an number.
IBLM and sorry, C and M.
Okay.
I don't. Is there a number one higher than M? I'm actually not sure if there is. I don't think they needed to count to 1 million very often in like the Roman Empire.
No, unlikely. Yeah.
So yeah, she's going around, and John has passed out in the animal hospital because he took some of those animal painkillers and bandaged his leg.
I just wanted to mention very briefly that when the TX is going around shooting people, she's not efficient. She like knocks over a teenager and shoots him like 10 times. That's not very Terminator-like.
That's actually true, yeah.
This thing is meant to be efficient. I don't know why they did. Maybe it was for like the horror shot of like the people screaming as their friend gets shot. But like, yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Hold on one sec. Which Roman numeral is D? Somebody like a couple of people now have said that in the chat. Is that 500? I guess it would be between C and M. I didn't realize. I don't think I've ever seen a D in Roman numerals.
D is 500 apparently. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, I guess it made sense, but that was just how people were writing it in the chat. That I'm like, okay, I know C is 100 and I know M is 1,000. I didn't realize there was a 0.5 interval in there. But yeah, thanks for that. I guess yeah, you don't see large numbers written very often. There hasn't been enough Final Fantasy games or Super Bowls.
We'll get there eventually. Final Fantasy M.
But 30 is going to be the big one for Final Fantasy. The amount of Rule 34 that will be made of that one, oh my. 3X's is the joke.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
case anyone in the chat doesn't know Roman.
Right.
How many are they on now?
16 was the most recent numbered one. Halfway there.
Well, time for some more coinky dings. Because before we go to the animal shelter, animal hospital, we briefly cut to Kate. It's like, hey, there's an emergency at the veterinarian's station. I need to go there. And the fiance, but it's 4:30 a.m. It's like, yeah, it's an emergency, blah, blah. Of course, this is the exact place where John Connor is currently passed out. Oops. So yeah, she arrives there, opens the door, and it's like, oh, great, junkies were here. Awesome. What a great night. And then John comes around the corner with his paintball pistol. He's like, don't do that. You can't do that. And he currently has the dilemma to try to explain why he didn't just go to the hospital, which is like half a mile away or something. And he's just like, no, I can't do that. I was like, oh, okay. Unfortunately for him, she apparently knows how a paintball gun looks like, I guess. I can't really tell from this one right now. I've never seen a paintball gun that just has a normal magazine that's not a top-loaded thing, but that might just be me. I don't know if they come in these sizes. I'm happy
Would
to
not
be
be very
corrected.
powerful, but I guess, I mean, theoretically, if it's just sort of like an airsoft
Yeah,
style
yeah.
thing, but with little balls of paint, then yeah, I guess it could. Doesn't seem impossible.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange though, because like airsoft guns that look like, you know, real guns, those aren't uncommon. Paintball guns, I don't think I've ever seen that. But the problem that they've got is that the more real it looks, the less believable it is that Catherine Brewster would know that it's not a real gun.
Yeah.
Because what she does in this scene relies entirely on her being 100% sure that it's not a real gun.
Yeah, either that or
Yeah.
they're trying to go the direction that, hey, my father's general man, therefore I can disarm people. That's another thought I had.
The big thing, right? And also give some idea that it's like, yes, this is a competent person who does know how to fight at least a little bit.
Yeah. It is kind of funny how she distracts him. It's like, huh, that what you took? Those are not painkillers. We use those to neuter dogs. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And just throws it at her.
Chemical
It's like, oh, shit.
Rocky, is that what they did to you? I don't know. I just kind of dropped him off of the bed.
Did Kate
Where
do
are my
this for
balls,
you?
Ma?
Where are my balls?
Well, you see, no, here's the thing. Rocky didn't have that reaction at all. It took Rocky and JoJo to get fixed at the same time because, like, obviously I now had a male and a female dog and neither of them were fixed. So I'm like, okay, this needs to happen. Rocky comes home that day and it's like not even phased. He's like, hey, Daddy, how's it going? I
What's
missed you
up?
for the day. Here, let's snuggle. JoJo was like, I hate you. Like she reacted to it very differently. She was not functional really for like a week and a half, whereas Rocky was like, it didn't even bother him at all. I was like, they just cut your balls off, dude. You don't even like, I'm actually concerned that you're so excited and energetic right now that you might affect your stitches. So I had to try to calm him down. Whereas JoJo had to keep on being like, baby bean, you alive? Get a growl for daddy? Yeah, no, tangent, but we are in a veterinary clinic in the film. So,
Yes, yes. So she kind of pushes him into a kennel, which he gets overpowered easily, which, I don't know, that looked a bit too easy to me. I don't know, just a bit...
Yeah,
Through-
future savior of humanity,
Yeah.
by the way.
Pushed through a door in a kennel, locked in immediately. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, he is kind of drugged up a little bit. There's wiggle room. She knows how to fight, which makes sense given who her dad is, and he's on whatever the hell he just took.
Fine, I'll give you that.
I don't mind it, but I could see that being a criticism, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Because now the lady appears who brought her cat or something. It's like, I think my thing is AIDS. It's like, no, I think it's a hairball. Where's the other doctor? It's like, oh, he's at home because it's fucking 4:30 in the morning. Just go in here and wait.
I don't think I caught it. Is that the reason why Kate is even here right
Yes.
now? Like, did this lady do like
Yes.
a call-in?
That's the
Okay.
call. That's the big
Yeah.
coinky dink that they met up right
It's
here
one
right
of-
now.
It's one of three.
Well, oh yeah,
There's so many.
we're getting there. We'll get to the next one. So she goes back to John. It's like, hey, you're from Mike Kripke's basement. He's like, fucking what?
Yeah. The idea that it's like, hey, the junkie that broke into your veterinary hospital happens to be your first kiss.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you're John Connor. You just disappeared halfway through 8th grade or whatever it was. Well, on the news, I'm Kate Brewster. And he's like, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, and I feel like her father being the guy that runs Skynet, and like if he was on the news, then it must have been known that he like destroyed oh god, what's the name of the place in Terminator 2?
Cyberdyne?
Cyberdyne, yeah.
Cyberdyne. That he blew up Cyberdyne, who was like working on Skynet. Do you think maybe her father would say like, don't you go to school with that boy? Like, odd. Or is that like, I mean, does that connection got him looking into him and then he decided, maybe we should make this AI? Though he's also the one that seems like skeptical of AI, which, based, but.
That's actually really quite funny. Just put a cutaway in Terminator 2 of Kate Brewster as a kid with her dad. Like, Kate, so funny story. This kid that you go to school with just blew up my work.
Oh my god, I made out with him last week.
You're grounded.
But like, I mean, theoretically, like I said, at the time, Cyberdyne would have been a private company, whereas he is like military.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're to assume that at some point the military took Cyberdyne's research and then recreated Skynet, and it just took them an extra 6 years to make it functional. Over what Cyberdyne would have done. Like, obviously, this is like a decade after Terminator 2, but 1997 to 2003 is what I mean.
So,
Judgment Day.
now that they've talked, they hear some some shots outside. Turns out, the next target is Kate Brewster. So, whoops. That turned out quite unlucky, or lucky, depending on who you ask in this scenario. She shot the fuck out of the lady who just wanted to bring her pet here. It's like, are you Kate Brewster? She's like, and then she takes her finger and licks the blood and says no. And we learn like one scene later that this is how she analyzes DNA samples.
DNA test, yeah, I guess.
Which
So,
like, okay.
I have to go to bat for Cat Lady. Cat Lady got the film did not treat Cat Lady well. Firstly, so the TX is an idiot because she shoots Cat Lady before confirming identity. And yes, fine, she can do the blood licking thing, but then why didn't she do that before? Like, if she has a system of like asking the name and then shooting them, and then she breaks from that here, why? So that they can show us the blood licking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Cat Lady saved the world. So if Cat Lady hadn't called in an emergency, then Catherine Brewster is dead.
Yes.
And the movie doesn't seem to understand this because this poor woman comes in with her cat, freaking out like her cat's going to die in the middle of the night. Like,
Turns out she's gonna die.
or whatever.
Damn it.
And then the fucking vet is like, I'm just gonna go and talk to this guy that I have in a cage. You wait here for a bit. And then she goes out back and they start talking about how they first met like 10 years ago. It's not even important.
Yeah.
It's not, if she was going out there to like make sure that he didn't have a gun, like an actual gun on him or something, or that he wasn't a threat to them, then I could understand that. But she goes back there and starts gossiping with him when this poor lady's cat could be dying.
Yeah.
Well, there's another thing too. Why didn't TX check her house? Why did she go to her business like you would think the robot would have a bit more awareness. The one dude was at work, but it's a 24-hour place. It's a a vet that's closed.
I suppose it's possible she was at the house, didn't find her, and then was like. Okay,
but then why would the fiance still be alive at this point?
The fiance would be dead by that point.
Yeah, that's
super
true.
duper dead.
Yeah,
no, 100%. Yeah,
And
she intercepted the call, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. Just an additional note on breaking the way she's doing her kills. There's no face scan here either, which would have told her, oh yeah, Cat Lady is not my target.
Yeah, it's just DNA.
Yeah, that's true. She has their faces.
Cat Lady did save the world, though. Like the stream, one like is one prayer for Cat Lady.
But she also finds John Connor's blood on the floor. He's like, oh, what's this sample? Let me give that a lick. It's like, John Connor, primary target. And then she looks like she's almost about to fucking cum in her pants. Like right there. He's like, oh, Connor. I was like, why? It's so weird. It's so fucking
It's kind of just like, yo, I made this one really hot, and she goons. It's great.
And she goons.
So this is the biggest fucking coincidence in the movie, I think. So the TX has been sent to kill Catherine Brewster, not John Connor, because Skynet doesn't know where he is because he was living off the grid.
Yes.
TX then accidentally bumps into John Connor when she wasn't sent back to kill him. And the only reason why he ends up being a part of this movie is because he happened to steal drugs from Catherine Brewster, who happened to be a vet and who also happened to be the daughter of military science man, and who happened to be on the TX's kill list.
Yep. You got
and this will happen on the same night.
Make out with when he was 12.
I guess that wouldn't change the plot. Would that change the plot?
But it is a coincidence that she is all of those things and that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, if any one part of that falls apart, then the plot of this movie doesn't happen. It's because they needed a way. John Connor has to be living off the grid, because if he isn't, then he's an idiot. So they start with that concept. So they then need a way to get him into the plot of the movie. So he bumps into one of the targets, is essentially what happens here.
Yes. Precisely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good question how the hell Arnold managed to find his way here.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
You don't see him doing any detective work at all. He just, like, I don't know,
maybe because he's sent by Kate. She probably knows that in that night, that's where she would be, possibly.
Oh, okay.
But then I don't know how this time travel shit works. Is the closed loop already? Is this another closed loop? Is this not a loop?
The closed loop only works in the original film, and that's actually the reason why I think the first Terminator movie is actually mechanically the best one, because it is how history always happened. Two things got sent back in time. Kyle and the Terminator, everything played out the way that it did, and the victory for the humans is that John Connor is born, and therefore will one day save humanity.
Oh my god, James is making a chart. James, no, don't do it. It's gonna hurt your brain.
Yeah, well, T2 absolutely introduces the fact that the future can be changed. And this one makes it weirder by saying it can be changed, but not really. It'll happen some other way, some other time. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Why?
Anyway, Arnie appears here this time to save the day, because unlucky for the Faminator, she misses 2 of her shots. And then we do like the classic, I'm fumbling the keys, I can't do it. She gets grabbed out. But then Arnie appears and just runs over the Terminator with the car he has and rams it into a thing that explodes. Wait, what is that even? I never even thought about that until I just saw it again. What explodes?
Yeah. It's where they keep a secret stash of nitroglycerin. That's all I've got.
No, nitroglycerin would be. Never mind. You're right. Sorry.
Wait, that's like next to where the crane is. Hang on, I'll put it on screen here. So he drives into this thing on the right here, and then it just explodes actually. Wait, something explodes to the left of it. Hang on, why?
Because it hit the car into something that went bang.
This is the exact moment. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say they do this a couple of times in this movie where just everything explodes because isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Gotta
the
spend that
exact
money
moment where I
somewhere.
was like, oh, this is one of those sequels where it's like, just put in explosions. Doesn't have to make sense.
So funny.
It's like the fucking horse cart and Family Guy blowing up after getting run off the road, and then the horse blows up.
Yeah. I think it's extremely funny as well in hindsight once you have the knowledge that Catherine sent the Terminator back to protect her. Arnie nearly kills her right here. with
Oh
that
yeah.
fucking car.
No, it was all calculated. The bump was perfect.
Like, do you think that she explained to Arnie, okay, so you're gonna save me by essentially running me over, and if you bounce the wheels just right, and he was like, yeah, okay, I can do that.
I got this, no problem. I don't need a stunt double. I can do it by myself. Also, yeah, just double check. It crashes the thing to the left, explodes, which doesn't even do anything to any of the Terminator. It just explodes on the left because it looks cool. It's so funny. But yeah, this stops the Feminator for a little bit. He grabs Kate, throws her into the back of that van. It's like, tell me where John Connor is. Like, are you gonna let me go when I tell you? Yes. He's in the cattle back there. And then he's like, you tell me you're gonna let me go. I lied.
I like
Okay, and that's a line from Commando too. That's not
Yeah.
even a Terminator line he was doing there.
Yeah.
Okay, that weakens it a bit. It's been a while since I saw Commando, but I was going to say, with the kind of like cheesiness and self-aware nature of this movie, there's a bunch of times when it doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think it does work is when the comedy is coming from the Terminator sort of trying to it's not even it's trying to get what it wants by manipulating humans based on its extremely limited understanding of human psychology. So
Yes.
it doesn't have any kind of problem being, just telling a blatant lie and then be like, yeah, I lied, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and then like later in the film, it happens a couple more times where he just, describes something that's going to happen and he just casually mentions nuclear war and doesn't understand why that would prompt a reaction. Like those kind of moments, I think work
Yeah.
because it's based on the fact that this thing has no real understanding of how humans work.
Yeah, it's like when I don't know, some characters in the spaceship and they have like a robot companion that controls the spaceship, and like two of the characters are like, oh, what are the odds of this being our death? And then the robot says like 95% or something, because it thinks just needs to answer the question, but they don't actually want to know. Anyway,
Remember
we now
when I said we stopped Judgment Day. I lied.
I lied.
So now we actually do see that the T-10 is a skeleton which has the thing around it that the T-1000 had. Looks very similar, but it has a skeleton that can be damaged, which isn't damaged here, so I guess the car wasn't heavy enough to do any permanent damage, but it just reassembles itself, puts the goop back on the skeleton. And we kind of do the scene again where the Terminator comes through the hallway. It's like, are you here to kill me? It's like, no, you have to live. But then
I hate this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I really don't like this because it's clearly obviously going for the Sarah Connor hospital scene.
Yes, yeah.
It's just worse in every way. Because in that, you've got Sarah Connor is fucking traumatized and she's screaming and trying to run away, and she runs back to the people who had been abusing her because of how much she's terrified by just seeing this guy again. Whereas in T3, John Connor's just like, you here to kill me? And there's nothing there. It's not like he's resigned, it's not like he's scared, it's like he's an actor saying a line.
And he's almost 100% certain that this one is here to protect him. Like, it's like, he's just like,
which he really
I'm not
shouldn't
gonna even bother running away. This one looks like the one that was my friend, so.
Well, he just chugs him into the vet van and tells him to go, and they drive off while they have a quick scuffle where he shoots his shotgun at her, which does nothing, and then she uses her plasma arm rifle thing and shoots him straight in the belly, and he's out for a little bit.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're gonna give her the like Terminator killing weapons and she scored a direct hit, like, I guess that makes sense why they'd have to break her weapons early. But they also showed that they don't really do much. Like they
Yeah,
knock him out for half an hour.
You would think she would double check if the biggest threat to her mission is like actually dead.
Oh yeah,
In
because
fact,
go on.
sorry, I was just going to say, after shooting that one kid like 10 times, it's insane that she didn't double tap him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even if she was like, okay, I may or may not be able to kill him, but I have a flamethrower, so I'm just gonna burn off all his skin so that he can move through this world less effectively. You know, like 'cause now he'd be a T800 skeleton walking around as opposed to a guy who looks like a dude.
Well, we see later in the movie that she is physically capable. If he's not fighting back, she can just completely destroy him in probably 5 to 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So she's hit him with the plasma gun. If she wanted to, then she would just walk over there and then he's gone. And the only reason why that doesn't happen is because we have to accept that she thinks that the direct hit with the plasma gun killed him, which then raises the question as to why didn't it?
And I don't have an answer for that because I found it to be one of the stupidest things about this movie that her whole reason for not being a T-1000 is to have those weapons, and they didn't seem to be that effective.
Yeah.
Unless him being the T-850 over the T-800, which again, another kind of like silly distinction because it doesn't do anything. Like, I don't think there's any real...
The difference, as far as I can tell, is the batteries that,
It
that
has
we
to
see
be.
later.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise that's a problem for T2 then. They made up
that,
here.
and that's the and Salvation at least assumes that every T-800 has those batteries.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Like they're flat out in the factory where they're making the T-800s, and like the T-800 is brand new. Like the first fight anyone ever has with the T-800 is at the end of Salvation.
Well, that's a problem.
Right. Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, then there is no reason not to make it. Because you could say maybe it's for the brain wiping thing that this isn't the same thing, but that doesn't matter because it's a different model of the same T-800.
Yeah.
Like, why
Well,
on
at least
earth
the
did they make it a
same
T-850?
literal skin? Like it's like it is like a video game skin, but it's physical skin in this case too.
Yeah. So all the explosions have made aware all the policemen and firefighters, so they arrive. The T10 just kind of walks around and fucks with their cars, and nobody gives a shit. While they
This is funny.
While they try to resuscitate Arnie, it's like, oh, let me get him out of here. It's like, obviously he's like super heavy, so they can't move him at all. So she kind of probes all the cars. And we get told that it can control other machines, which is kind of awkward because that would not work with any of those cars there because they're not all electronic.
It will work with a lot of cars today, but still probably like I've never seen a Tesla police cruiser or fire truck though. So like I don't know that self-drive is something that is even that common decades after this film took place. But yeah, in the only means by which a car is remote controlled at this time is in like conspiracy theories about like mysterious deaths where it's like, yeah, the CIA hacked into that car and made it run off a cliff. It's like, okay.
I think the idea of them, of the TX like mind controlling cars and then you getting essentially an extensive like chase sequence where all the cars are unoccupied. I think that's a really cool idea. And I think it's creepy as well when they see that there's no one driving the car. Like, and it almost hints at what we got in T2 of like, where even is the enemy?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a physical thing sat in a car driving at you. It's a brain that is remote controlling you, which is kind of what Skynet is like on a larger scale. But as you said, this makes absolutely no sense in the pre-electronic car era. You just can't do that. That's not how that works.
Well, the thing is, they
wanted this. Sorry, go ahead, Metal.
They have this TX, T10, whatever. I never can decide which one of them is fucking whatever.
TX. Like Mega Man.
It has like weird nano machine flim-flammery on it. Maybe just make it shoot like little, I don't know, little boxes
Yeah.
that attach to the car where you can see it move it or something, something like that. Just a small device that makes it's just a small fix where you can say, oh, that's just some techno mumbo jumbo from the future that can do that, I guess.
Nanomachines, son.
Nanomachine, son.
Or like, I mean, or with world building, because I mean, obviously this isn't our real world where things have to perfectly align. Just have there be stuff where people talk about like computer systems in cars, making it so that accidents are rare because of limiters, because AI technology is getting better and better. Like if you set it in a world where them taking over all the cars makes a bit more sense, it would seem less bizarre to anyone. And like, I'm not even a car guy, and I say that it seems bizarre to anyone who knows anything about how cars function. Like
Right.
it's like the computer system in a car is just like basically deciding things that are not stuff like steering and braking. You know,
It's about as like, again, I don't know anything about cars. I have one and I drive it, and as long as it works, I don't care. But
Yeah.
like this makes about as much sense as her like probing, a Fred Flintstone car. Like that. It literally is. The technology does not overlap in any way. So yeah, it doesn't. Rule of cool, like as cool of an idea as it is, I really do think that like had they shown earlier, because there are scenes earlier that are in cars, had they shown that they were in some way mildly sci-fi-ified cars or something,
yeah,
then it could have worked. But
well,
yeah, I guess they
even
didn't.
something as simple as like the navigation systems that we have in a lot of cars now, that like generally the communication method is linking it to your phone, but you will have like a map of the city on like a screen in a lot of cars. And that would have been crazy to see in 2003. And I think like that would have been an idea that's like, man, yeah, it's so easy to navigate using, I don't know, MapQuest AI or whatever they would have called it at the time, because I don't think Google Maps was really a big deal back then. But you know what I mean? Like something to make it seem that her hijacking a bunch of cars remotely is possible, and I guess also like some limitation as to why does she just not have every single car in LA trying to run these people over right now?
That again, that's a cool idea, but that's now giving me is it this is the second Fast and Furious reference I've made on this stream now. I think it's Fast and Furious 7, or is it 8? It's when someone has like a computer chip that activates all of the cars, and the cars start driving out of like a multi-story car park to land on the heroes.
Someone in chat mentioned that actually. One of the newest Fast and Furious movies had the bad guy take remote control of every car in the world.
Yeah, okay, and if you've seen the newest Matrix movie, which I would obviously forgive you for having not seen that, they do the same thing with people, where basically the occupants of the Matrix get mind controlled, and then they all leap off of buildings to try and turn themselves into, terminal velocity missiles to land on Neo and kill him.
I watched about a half an hour of that, and I was out. So
it's one of the first forges I did on the Matrix Resurrection. What a god awful movie! Holy shit!
God, it's been that long.
Yes.
I'm glad I haven't seen that.
It's really hilarious, but yeah. It's almost worth watching to have the guy from Mindhunter go, Mr.
You know what? Like I rewatched Mindhunter, and I was thinking, like, man, is this guy in like anything else? And when I found out he was Agent Smith in Resurrections, I was like, oh, I've actually hated him in something, to the point that I stopped watching the film. Because I think it's when he shouts Mr. Anderson that I'm like, okay, I can't do this.
But the idea,
good, watch Mindhunter.
Oh, Mindhunter is amazing. Mindhunter is fantastic. But the what was it for the Fast and Furious? I think someone said it was number 8. Like the idea of having the bad guy has an evil microchip that mind controls all of the cars because everything is now an electric car. That makes more sense than this because of the difference in technology that you have.
Yeah.
Like if they'd done this car chase in that movie, I wouldn't really have an issue with it.
Yeah. Well, we are now, by the way, we are currently in the 20-minute action sequence, about 30 minutes into the movie or something. We get a short scene. We see the Terminator drive off with the big crane, the mobile crane thingy, and her, I don't know, 7 other cars or something, 5, 6, like 2 police cars, a fire truck, whatever. She's got like a bunch of cars to catch up to the to John Connor and Kate. We then Arnie is rebooted. He takes a cop bicycle to go after them. We have a small scene where Kate tries to call 911, gets through, but the cell network goes down right now, which is kind of weird because during the movie they say like, oh yeah, this is because of the virus. But then later on, when they're at the gas station in a little bit, the guy calls in that she's been kidnapped, so that still works. So I guess
Is he using a landline?
it might be a landline, yeah, but I'm just confused as to why wouldn't the Skynet virus not want those to also be offline?
Landlines
Okay,
are
so, like,
Skynet's
again,
weakness.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, again, like, and I'm not crazy about this movie, so I don't want to be defending it too much, but
That's fine,
I
I'm
can at
asking.
least buy, I can buy that the difference between using a landline and a cell phone tower, or like a cell phone being communicated with cell towers, obviously,
Yeah, sure.
is the difference between why the communication is down. Because especially, like, I mean, again, this is back in my day kind of thing, like, in the early cell phone days, like the pre-smartphone days, cell phone reception wasn't something that you're guaranteed to be having everywhere.
No.
And signal going down was a thing that happens much more commonly than it does now. So there would definitely have been times in the past where I'd be like, man, cell phone's fucking up. Like, I gotta find like a landline somewhere, or like throw a quarter in a payphone.
Yeah.
But I believe maybe at this time payphones were still kind of around. But yeah, so like I could see at least for the audience saying, you can't use a cell phone, but if you get to a landline, you can still communicate, is something that they would not have too much of an issue with at that time. But yeah, I at the same time, like, I'd have to watch the scene again to even know whether or not he was using a landline or a cell phone, because my memory of it is not that clear. I watched this earlier in the week.
Yeah, I guess the other problem I would have then is why doesn't the military didn't use their fucking landlines to communicate with each other, because they keep
Now
saying
that's
that...
insane, because they should have
Yeah.
several alternate forms of communication.
Because they keep saying they don't have any communications. And it's like, oh, but if the landline works, just use that.
Well, you can't have a landline to a nuclear submarine. That
No,
would
but
be a
true.
water line.
Not with that attitude.
that would be an ocean line.
Get it
like that
done,
would,
goddammit.
probably need to be radio communication, like, or satellite dish, satellite phone on top of. I don't know how they communicate with submarines. I'm in the Army, okay? I'm not the Navy. I
Ooh.
don't do water stuff.
Okay, so later in the film, they say that they've lost contact with their satellites.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mobile phones during this era would not have used satellites, because satellite phones were a different thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, although, I mean, I guess it is possible for things like long distance communication that the phone would be relayed via satellite. Not to the phone directly, but between different towers. Though, I mean, again, my knowledge of how the tech works is not specific enough that I'd be able to tell you for sure.
Okay.
So you figure all the satellites going out would cause a lot of problems that would be, I think, making kind of a bigger deal in this world than they seem to be. It's just like, oh, they're down, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, they mention that later, but I don't remember if they're like, oh shit, the satellites have gone down, or if they just casually mention, by the way, we haven't had satellites for like a week. I can't remember what the line is.
They use plastic
Yeah,
cups
Kylo
tied to a
actually beat me
string.
to that. I was like, you figured the military would have like the solo cups and the fishing line, that like the vibration travels through it. So...
Well, one of them going up to the fucking space station.
Oh yeah, before I forget, because plot armor is pretty thick in this movie. When the Terminator gets to Kate in her van, she doesn't just straight up kill her. She just yanks her out and throws her on the ground, which then leads to Arnie to run her over. Where it's like, oh, that was lucky. Kate is in the back of the van during the whole chase and gets fucking yeeted and yoinked around in the back with all kinds of random shit scoured about.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like completely fine, not even a scratch.
Yeah, the odds of a human being surviving that ride in the back of a cabin that, or like a SEV, like the rear sealed area of a truck with no seatbelt or things securing her to a spot, it's crazy that she didn't like hit her head on something and die.
Especially right after he fucking crashes into that one car. randomly. By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
I'm 100% sure the only reason they put this here is because they realized, oh, they have way too much leeway. They're way too far ahead. We need a way for the Terminator to catch up. So hey, let's crash into that guy.
You know, honestly, the further we get into this movie with like analysis lens on, the more I'm thinking that this may have been the beginning of the MCU style writing of let's make some action scenes, then we'll worry about the script. Like we're gonna have a big chase. It's gonna be here.
You mentioned quickly just that Femme Terminator through Kate. That's something I noticed they do a few times in this movie. Is they do the fucking trope of, oh, big bad creature that could kill you with the quick motion, throws you across the room uselessly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, it's already starting in this era.
Now, not only that, being thrown across the room and then hitting a wall, like you'd be pretty roughed up and you might be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
a
with Terminator
really
flares
bad
you.
one happens near the end.
That's one of those just
Yes.
general movie rule things of like if you get hit on the back of the head, you're just knocked out. If it's the good guy hitting you on the back of the head, and if you get thrown like 30 feet in the air and land, you're fine because you didn't get shot.
Yeah, there are ways to get around that trope depending on the context. Like maybe the person doing the throwing around is trying to have fun, or they're trying to prolong the death for whatever reason. None of that applies to Terminators.
No.
They are meant to be like
Yeah.
surgical killing machines that kill you in the most efficient way possible.
They have no sense of fun.
Fun.exe.
Just like us.
Yeah.
We hate fun. Anyway, the Kate is getting yoinked around in the back of the car. Arnie is going to be there shortly. He's getting rammed like quite a bit while she's in there. He's getting rammed on the side, the front, the back. He fucking does a fucking 360 at some point. And then the Terminator arrives with the big crane. Arnie is here. He's got a shotgun. He shoots 2 of the tires, which makes her stop a little bit, or at least prevent her from using her plasma rifle effectively, because she blows up a random truck instead of the van.
Yeah, I was about to say, I like the strategy that the TX uses, because she's taking advantage of the fact that she has like complete remote control of like a whole fleet of cars. So she kind of like blocks in the truck with the targets in, and then goes to shoot them. And yes, she does then accidentally shoot the passing truck full of nitroglycerin. But it was at least a strategy that kind of made sense.
Yeah, I mean, she shot that because Arnie shot 2 of the tires on the big crane. So I guess the idea is it kind of swayed a little bit because of that, and she had fucked up aim. This is also where she extends the crane to the side and just absolutely destroys the whole street, which looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. This is where your budget went.
This is the budget. It's this explosions, like the cars flip over, they explode for absolutely no reason. It's just a crane moving them. It's glorious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why are these cars flipping up? There's nothing that low to like flip them up like that.
Yeah.
This feels like the kind of thing I would do in a Grand Theft Auto game if the option was available.
Yeah.
Then she picks him up with the crane. She moves it to the side. He goes like through a whole building. Everything is fucked. He kicks over the ambulance that she controls, which is funny as fuck.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. So this is something I wanted to mention it earlier. I think this film does a very good job of showing how like heavy and impactful all of these Terminators are. And like, you know, when they impact something, they put in work to make it not feel like an actor. This is a robot that looks like an actor. But so, you know, when he gets swung into the ambulance, he just like lifts up his feet and takes the fucking ambulance with him.
Yeah.
Like, just little bits like that. It's great. But the problem is that then like 5 seconds later, she kind of maneuvers him into the front of a fire truck.
Yep.
And he's just on the front of the fire truck like, oh, hello. He should have gone right fucking through it.
Yeah.
If that's how that worked. But yeah, so it's not consistent really, but
oh no, because they make the van ceiling go down, or the roof of it go down when he jumps on it later on, but it doesn't collapse fully, which would be awkward because then he would have killed Kate.
Yeah. It's something that I I appreciate them doing it, even though it's not really, it wouldn't make sense if we were being literal, because like, how heavy is a Terminator? It's got to be like, what, I don't know, 400 kilos or something insane.
Probably even more.
Yeah, and like, you can't really account for that I mean, they don't account for it in any of the Terminator movies where it gets into a car and drives it. Like, that would just kill the suspension on the car. It wouldn't work. I don't even know if it could do that. You know, could someone who weighs 400, could fucking Boogie get on a motorbike and drive? Like, I don't think so. Like, but it's rule of cool.
Being able to ride in cars is an anomaly, really.
But yeah, Arnie takes the fire truck, rams it at the crane. He gets on the crane machine thingy, and oh yeah, he kicks her out of the cockpit of the crane. He's like, "Ooh, there's a manhole. Let me get the crane thingy in there and let the spool run out." And then it just flips over and at least stops the Faminator for a while. Just fucking flips over, and it's great. Looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the context of this maneuver, him having the ability to not run over Kate in that first action scene, it makes a bit more sense, because his ability to like observe and calculate is kind of insane in this.
Yeah. I like this as well. So in The Dark Knight, that's kind of known as being the first time that they had done a stunt like this. And I always find it funny that like, people forget. This is all CG, to be clear. Like the crane flipping was not done for real. But I still think it looks pretty damn good. Like, when you look at it now, you can kind of tell it's one of the weakest shots. But I think that it looks good enough, and it's a cool ending to a cool scene, I think.
Yeah.
I do really like the way the truck specifically stops there. It's a really cool. Well, I guess look. My problem with that is I'm not sure I believe the truck wouldn't just tear off the cable after we just saw it drive through numerous buildings. Another thing I wanted to mention quickly too. I might have zoned out in case this was grabbed already, but when Arnie gets in the fire truck, he does the get out thing that both previous movies had.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
we have not mentioned that. Yeah,
I'm okay with that being a line that all Terminators say, because it's a very to the point one, and it makes sense why. Like, it does seem like something a robot would say in order to achieve a simple goal.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, go ahead.
Him going out of his way to say lines from the other movies, like for example the "I'll be back" thing that we get later, like there is no reason for that to be a thing other than that it's a meta reference. This "get out," like that is exactly what a Terminator would say.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It's just my biggest problem with it is at this point it's starting to feel formulaic. Here's a scene where we have the Terminator say "get out." You know, it's not a big deal. It's just something. This is one of the things that made it feel repetitive and, like I said, formulaic.
Interstellar robot was programmed to be honest only 90% of the time. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's really retarded. I remember that. Sorry, go ahead. I just got the chat.
Like them wanting to include, the writers wanted to include the "get out" scene, obviously because it's a reference, but I think that it is excusable because it makes sense in universe. So yeah, they put him in a situation where he has to tell someone to get out of a vehicle.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that if they didn't have some of the more, inappropriate references, then I would say like, well, there's nothing wrong with this at all. But this kind of in conjunction with the others, I could see why it made you be like, come on, why are we doing references?
No.
Don't worry, that'll get worse than some of the other movies we'll be covering in this series whenever it concludes.
Oh, good Lord.
It's not getting better. It is not getting better.
I won't be back.
I want to be back.
I was going to say, I am surprised we didn't get "Come With Me If You Want to Live."
Yeah, that shows a little bit of restraint, because that's not a line in the film. We get, John Connor says, "Are you here to kill me?" And he says, "No, you must live."
Well, John says it later to Kate, though.
Oh, does he?
I thought he said something else.
Do you want to live?
Yeah, I think it is. Do you want to live? When
you want to live? Come on. But that's quick.
Is that what that one is? He says, "If you want to live, come with me." Or is that in Salvation?
No,
There
I think
is
he
one
says,
where
"Do
they
you want to
they
live? Come
mess
on."
with the syntax.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Um,
Well, Arnie's now in the car. He checks John for brain trauma. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine, thanks." And then he opens the the little slidey door, little slidey thing. He's like, "Have you sustained any injuries? Drop that, asshole!" I am unable to comply. Which is actually kind of neat because that's the first little hint you get that she's the one in charge of this Terminator.
That's true. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, look at that subtlety.
So that's kind of
restraint.
neat. I think that's kind of neat. Yeah. Now they drive off through the desert, and yeah, this is where Arnie tells us could not be found. She was sent back to eliminate your lieutenants. And they have see this is this is one of the things where I kind of started, but where my brain started to break thinking about the timeline stuff, because in the car Arnie explains that she is after the lieutenants because they couldn't find John, but they did expect Arnie's presence. But why would they expect his presence when they couldn't find John? Why would they think they sent a Terminator back? And Arnie is just here to protect John, because that's exactly where he would go. But then John in the past obviously knows she is gonna find him, so he or she sends him back, like he or Kate does.
Yeah. So Kate
and then you
sends him
immediately
back.
go to the things like, oh, if you know that, why wouldn't you just send him a little bit earlier to just prevent all of this happening anyway? Like like we're now in the classic time travel dilemma where it's like, what are you doing, man? Because we're not in a closed loop anymore. It's just a fucking mess, and it gets worse the more you think about it.
That's the problem when you open up the loop.
Oh yes.
Because it's not long after that before you have to just start saying multiple timelines, and then you're into multiverse territory, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, because John even points out you shouldn't even exist because they took out Cyberdyne. They stopped Judgment Day. It's like, no, you only postponed it. So now we're just like, yeah, Judgment Day is inevitable. It was just on screen. It's like, man, what do you mean it's inevitable? So this is just all, you just made this up. It's just bullshit.
I am inevitable.
Inevitable.
But before we can even go further with this, his stomach starts to smoke. He's like, I need a cutting tool. And then he...
Oh, yeah. By the way, my chest is a fucking nuke.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, 1 second, I need to cut this out real quick, throw it away, and create a massive explosion. And yeah, I guess if in later instances of Terminator movies, they actually just say they all have this, it's just a problem already. Because I was thinking, it's like, is this the 850 that only has this? Because it was the 800 before? But when you now say they all have it, it's like, oh, so when he went down into the magma, they all died.
Not only does the assembly line of T-800s have these fuel cells, it's critical to the plot of the end of that movie.
Right. Oh, yeah, as James said, it's a dual nuke. He's got two of them.
Yes, he keeps a spare.
Yeah.
And that makes you think, it's like, is there only two? How many actually are there in there? Does he have 5?
No.
Could maybe the original Terminator have grabbed one of those and just blown up Sarah Connor and Kyle?
I don't know why I only just thought of this. That is a massive problem.
Oh, yeah.
If you send a Terminator back in time to protect John Connor, and the Terminator is disabled, like you chop off all of its legs and arms, and then you leave it next to John Connor, and you shoot it in the chest, then it's going to die because it's a nuke.
Yeah.
It's going to kill its targets. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
But it's not also
bigger
cause
and
a
better
problem
Terminator here. That was the plan.
Let's not also cause a problem with the original Terminator too, with it getting crushed.
Yeah.
In the factory.
Pretty much.
I mean, not even that. It's like, it has weapons. It has weapons that are brought back from the future. It has incredibly powerful weapons. Like, so it's like that
Yeah.
it creates the problem of they come back without anything and have to acquire weapons of that time period when it's like, yeah, but I got a couple nukes just in case.
Just in case.
Honestly, yeah, mentioning Terminator 1, it being crushed in the thing, because as far as I remember, the exoskeleton that you see in T1 doesn't look like it has a couple of nukes in its chest.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, could you put a couple of nukes, could you put those batteries in the hydraulic press and have them not explode? Yeah, probably. I don't know. It kind of depends on the battery, right? But crushing batteries is generally not a good idea.
No. Would not recommend.
So my guess is that is the reason why they made it the T-850, is because they needed it to have nukes for plot reasons. Which, if that's the case, that then means that Salvation turned that into a plot hole retroactively.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I think
that's also possible. So it might
I
not be
think that-
this movie's problem, but they also don't really at any point specifically say I run on these fuel cells, whereas the original T800 did not. Like they don't
don't address
specify that this is a new thing. So we have to assume they're implying that it was always a thing. We just never had to address it before.
Is this not the conversation where he says that he is a T-850 and then like seconds later he takes the bomb out of his chest? I know
Yeah,
that's not
Yes.
yeah, that's not confirmation of anything, but it seems like it's implying that I'm a different model. By the way, my chest is a bomb. It seems like it's implying that is the difference. I feel like this is a problem with Salvation.
Chekhov's hydro cell bomb, whatever they call the batteries.
Yeah, it's such a painfully obvious setup. I kind of hate it beyond the problems it has with the other movies.
Because John also goes with like, oh, what, do you remember me at all? Which I'm already like, John, you're smarter than this. Why would you even ask?
Yeah,
this
like
question?
you're aware of Terminators, right, John? You remember the thumbs up that happened in 1992?
Made you cry and everything. Was really awesome and ruled. And then it's like, no, there was a different model. And he just goes on to say, it's like, oh, so you have a way to kill her? It's like, unlikely. She's a better killing machine. She has better weapons, armor, everything. I'm an obsolete model. And he's like, oh, great. So she's like an anti-Terminator Terminator. And I was like, shouldn't it just be a Terminator and not like an anti-Terminator? Isn't that like one too many? Maybe I'm just thinking too hard about this.
Well, anti-Terminator being like anti-air, like for an anti-air gun.
Yeah, I'm just
like you're fighting against airborne like actually airborne machines like planes with an anti-air gun.
Yeah.
So anti-Terminator does imply you're a thing that kills Terminators.
Okay, it's an anti-Terminator.
I think
the problem was with Terminator being the noun.
I think technically saying anti-Terminator is grammatically incorrect, but they do it for clarity, because if he'd said, like, I'm a bug Terminator, okay, does that mean that you terminate bugs, or that you're a Terminator that is a bug? Like, because, yeah, like you say, that the word Terminator it's being used as a noun and would it be a verb?
Adjective? I guess because it's also
been a while since I took English class, but yeah.
Dude, I can barely talk
being used for
German.
multiple purposes.
Don't come around with this fucking bullshit. I have a situational disability already. But yeah. They go to a gas station, which, fun fact, apparently this is the same gas station in all three Terminators, from what I've read. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they fuel up at the same gas station every time. I thought it was a fun little tidbit I saw earlier today. Now it's just a goofball scene right here.
This is retarded.
Arnie goes in here, grabs all the shit while John is fueling up the car. And it's like, hey, you're gonna pay for all of that? And then he's like, talk to the hand. And then he leaves.
I was a bit distracted.
There's even like goofy music
that...
playing as well. I don't know the song, but it's, yeah.
I was a bit distracted by the fact that Homelander is standing behind the counter.
Oh, that's who that is?
No, it's not, but I just looked at him and was like, damn, that looks like a young Homelander. It just distracted me the whole time.
Yeah, the talk to the hand thing was incredibly cringe, but I also have a problem with there's no attempt at subtlety here by Arnie's character. It's I'm just going to steal everything and walk out and have the screaming lady in public
Yeah.
view of this guy who can
Yeah.
call the cops on me and
Which leads to them. Well, which leads to them. Full stop. Just leads to them.
It nearly results in them all in the mission going horribly wrong.
yeah.
Because this could have, like, best case scenario, this leads to Catherine being taken by the cops, which then means Arnie has a problem. Worst case scenario, it leads to the TX killing everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just, get in the front of the van and let her out, if you want to put John Connor in the back. Do that down the road. Don't do it when Homelander can see you and call the cops.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even like, especially if you're planning to go in there, get a whole bunch of supplies and not pay for them, John should say you need to like tie that guy up.
Yeah.
All that, yes.
He will
John
end up
goes
calling
in
the
with
cops,
him.
and we need to be far away from here when he does. So
You could have almost had like a repeat of T2. Have John go in with the Terminator, and be like, oh fuck, yeah, I've had to do this kind of thing before, where I'm sort of like child minding a Terminator, and
Yeah.
and trying to have him conceal what he is and what he's doing, and then maybe something goes wrong, and we can have, no, you can't kill people, we need to tie him up. They could have done that, and yes, it would have been very much a repeat of T2, but it would have been justified given what they're trying to do. And it would have been preferable to just the Terminator being an idiot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really fucking stupid. And they play it up as this, like, really goofy scene. It's like, oh, isn't that funny how the Terminator doesn't give a shit? It's like, no, he almost ruined the fucking mission, which should go against all of his programming. But sure, really funny. Har har.
even just something as simple as having him destroy the phone, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let him. Just check if Kate has some money on her or whatever. You could do all kinds of things. That...
Rob her in front.
Yeah.
I don't think robbing her inside of the guy would have worked well, but even just have him say something like, "We require supplies. We will be taking them. If you call the cops, it will result in the destruction of the world from a nuclear." You could have had the joke be him just telling the truth to the kid and having it just scare the living shit out of him, and have John say, he's actually not kidding. We got to destroy this phone.
No.
Call the cops if you want, but do it in like an hour and a half. We don't want to hurt you though. Like, just have John go in as the mediator.
Well, they're now driving. They keep driving, and now Kate and John are in the back of the van, and now this one, I'm really annoyed at this one. Because there's something in here that's kind of interesting that I would have liked them to explore a bit more. But on the other hand, they do the thing where they just really shit at explaining what the fuck is going on to the character who doesn't know anything about future things, even though they've done a good job of that in the fucking movie before it. So they're just in the back. Kate says like, "Hey, you're kidnapping me. What are you doing? You still thinking you're doing this bad boy persona from back in school?" And thinking that still works. It's like, oh, you're some kind of gang member. And his idea is to knock on the car. It's like, hey, tell him who I am. And then you have this big guy, which he thinks is crazy already. He's John Connor. He's the future, the bestest man of the Renaissance and gonna save humanity. Like, that's gonna do anything to convince her, right? Like,
Yeah, just that was, again, it's just for the chuckle.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, what do you mean to accomplish here? And then he goes into the thing that I actually kind of find interesting. Because first he says, like, oh, he's a robot from the future. And he's like an exoskeleton surrounded by skin. And then she says, oh, I have a fiancé. He's going to be looking for me. I don't know why she never mentions his father, who is in the fucking military in the general, who is probably going to be way better at finding people. But we can't have that yet because that would be a problem for the storyline.
Yeah, I think that, like, he probably would have been able to explain it a lot more easily to her if you kind of primed her with, like, think about the things that you've seen over this past day.
Yeah, something like
woman,
that. But
like, who got decked.
give me 1 second. I just want to wrap this up real quick, just to see where he goes into, because what he says is interesting, but it's fucking nonsense to what she asked. Like, oh, what is it that you want? And then he's like, oh, imagine you have to do something really important. You know that you're going to be something really important, but to be that, something really horrible has to happen. and you're gonna feel really bad if you don't try everything in your power to stop that kind of thing. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That doesn't mean anything to her. She probably still thinks you're just a crazy person right now. Like, I get his dilemma, but none of this explains to her what is happening right now. You just told her he's a future robot, you're some Renaissance leader in the future, and now you're telling me this about whatever that is. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
She's also got awareness of the Cyberdyne explosion. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, do you remember when that happened? So there's a reason why you didn't see me after that. It's going to be very complicated, and you're probably not going to believe a lot of it, but I promise you every word of it is true. Then say,
Oh, yeah, I mean
"Do you remember
Resistance,
that woman
not
getting hit
Renaissance.
by the truck?" Like, yeah.
The Renaissance mans
Hey, I
are
mean-
coming.
Hey, you gotta be a jack of all trades in the future. Like, yeah, not only great at leading soldiers in a resistance, but paint, do some music,
Yeah.
write.
And Defrosted Robot in chat is already catching on to where I'm going with this. Just do the same thing like in T2, where you showed Dyson the fucking arm. It's like, here, look, this is like a robot man. The crazy thing
Especially-
is, they don't even need to do that. He already cut open his fucking belly.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It was driving me crazy that wasn't considered.
Well, I mean, I guess it's the mechanically because he's driving, and you'd have to stop and then open the door to get him in there in order to show her that, and then she might run away again. So I guess like I do see some utility, and you've got to explain this to her and have her at least be a little bit on board before you open that door for another time.
Oh, yeah.
But
not
even
like
in
this.
that sense, you could be like, look, there are people who are trying to kill me, trying to kill you, and I promise you I am doing everything I possibly can to keep you alive. I'm not kidnapping you. I'm trying to save you. And not even tell her all this stuff yet until you can safely stop and show the nuke chest.
Like the easy fix for all of this though is that they leave the shop and then they stop like a couple of miles down the road to put the stuff in the back or whatever. And John's like, okay, I got some explaining to do. Show him your chest.
Yeah.
Show her your chest. And then he pulls out his little Terminator nipples and there's a big gaping battery hole.
Yeah.
And then they can have a conversation. The reason why they don't do that is because if they do that, you can't then have the cops know where they are in the graveyard scene.
Yeah.
Which essentially
Yeah.
means that the writers had to turn everyone into idiots because they didn't want to reveal certain things at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And because they needed the cops to show up.
Yeah, so that sucked. But I do like the dilemma he's having, like, in his brain. And I wish we had, like, more of this. As we already pointed out, take yourself more serious movie in a bunch of times. Because this, like, little section here where he talks about this, how it's, like, a thing that fucks you up mentally, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he now starts to realize, like, oh, we just postponed the apocalypse. It's just gonna happen anyway. But I feel like they should have, or especially he should have thought back on that, like, idea in general a bit more. It's like, what do you mean it's just gonna happen one way or another? What if I just keep stopping it and just make plans for that?
What if we find a way to detonate EMPs all over the entire world and destroy all electronics? Is Skynet still going to take over everything? It's like, well,
What if we set
there
up a
is
thi-
a tier in which Skynet doesn't exist that we can get reality to.
Yeah. What if we set up a thing so people in the future aren't retarded and actually put people in better times when they send them back in time? So we can just prevent it every single time. It's just that idea is just never fought against. It's just like, oh yeah, I guess it's fate, haha. It's like, okay, that's boring.
Hey, especially because like the whole Terminator 2 premise was there's no fate but what we make for ourselves.
Yeah, fuck
It's
that,
a
I
line
guess.
from the film. There, it's like, no, there kind of is though. There is. Fuck you, Terminator 2. Best film in the series and like arguably one of the best films of all time. So, but yeah, no, forget that, Moan. Even though again, I'm partial to Terminator 1, but I understand that Terminator 2 is, beloved.
Hey, let's go kill Kate's fiance, because he hasn't been in this movie for a while. So he wakes up, it's like, oh, Kate, are you back? And it's like, oh, even better, a hot lady is on my bed. It's like, oh god, she turns around by her
Yeah,
fucking...
she immediately goes full exorcist.
Yeah.
This scared the shit out of me when I was 12.
Oh, I bet.
I can imagine, yeah.
Also, I think now comes the thing that Random wanted to mention, considering her ability to conceal herself.
Oh God.
It's so fucking funny. So she kills the
Yeah.
guy, takes his his skin shape, and the LAPD is at the doorstep. It's like, hey, there was an incident at your fiance's fucking animal shelter hospital thingy. Is Catherine Brewster here? It's like, oh no. It's like, are you Scott Mason? It's like, that's me. There was an incident. Maybe you know where she went. It's like, oh no. But we saw something about a kidnapping somewhere near, what was it? Oh, here, Victorville. And then he has this fucking face. I'll help you find her. And he has like this fucking little fuck ass smirk going on. I was like, dude. They don't know you're not a robot, but they should be so concerned about you being this way. You're like,
Well, and we think back to the T-1000.
Look at this
taking over
fucking smile,
Vasquez,
little
like
smirk.
in the kitchen when he's talking on the phone. He's adding inflections. He's trying to sound concerned like a human, not just sounding like a robot. And the only reason they're able to reveal it is because he does like, "Hey mom, what's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking." And then because the T-1000 doesn't know the dog's name, he says, "Wolfie's fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine." Like a normal person might if someone was concerned about their dog. Not,
That was the characters being
"Let's
smart.
find her."
oh,
Yeah.
we don't want that in our other movies.
This guy acts like he is simultaneously baked out of his fucking mind and also evil. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Obviously, the cops don't know who he is, so maybe he's just like this.
Yeah.
But for all they know, he's chopped up his fiance and she's
Yeah.
in the freezer. Like
the way he's looking at them is like, oh, he's on the suspect list like right now. Like this guy is
he is very obviously evil.
crazy.
The other thing too is if they're trying to find suspects and they assume this person might actually help them, they probably say, "Would it be okay if we search the residence to see if we can find anything that might lead us in the right direction?" They wouldn't just be like, "Okay, yeah, hop in the cop car and we'll go for a ride."
Also, so this is possibly a bit of a nitpick, but it isn't if we're comparing it to T2. The TX being able to shapeshift into people with different proportions doesn't make sense because she isn't liquid metal. So she can't change her height. She can't change her. I mean, she could add like, I guess the boobs could become like belly fat or something if the liquid metal is kind of moving around the exoskeleton or whatever.
Oh god,
But
I didn't even think about the fact that she might have just moved fat from her butt to her boobs because she was sitting down.
Yeah, she knew that the cop couldn't see the butt, and then she moves it around a bit later. Like that could have been fun. They could have done that. Have her play around with that kind of thing. But no, we don't get any of that. Yeah, so she can't change her height, she can't change her mass, and fine, the T-1000 can't do that either, but the T-1000 is entirely liquid, which means if it needs to be taller, it can be skinnier. The TX can't do that. It doesn't have that option. So I guess it's lucky that the fiance wasn't obese, for example.
No,
I
so
guess
James
maybe you could
just sent
assume
me
she's
his,
got some liquid metal reserves inside the exoskeleton, and in the case she needs to like make a bigger human or structure of some kind.
Maybe.
I don't know. The idea of like if you have liquid metal invincible thing, why put an exoskeleton inside it? It's bothered me for 23 years. It's something I've never liked about this movie. That like the attempt to go bigger and better. It's like, yeah, but you made it way less effective.
Let's see if I can put James' simplified timeline here on screen.
I like that this is the simplified version because God fucking knows what this is going to look like by the time we get to Genesis.
Okay, there you go. So we got the complete T1 loop. Then T2 happens, timeline changes, which leads to the happy end here, as we know it. Then 3, timeline changes again. I like how you color-coded as well. This is good stuff. Yeah, complete T3 loop, which goes around here. And then, what is this, TS? Oh, Salvation, right? Complete loop, which is yellow around all the other ones. Each sequel requires previous movie as for foundational work to foundationally work. Future Skynet tech always advances, including time travel, creates inherent problem. Yeah. Do they send multiple bots back in time, or does each timeline change make them send only one? If multiple bots, why send multiple types of bots and not the most updated one? Example, send 2000s. Yeah. It's when it's multiple timelines, you can't even have the limitation anymore that the T1000 was a prototype, because if you just have multiple timelines, they should be just everywhere.
Yeah, you have to kind of headcanon it a bit and say that, well, I guess it's a universe where they had access to a T1000, but there was some kind of limitation where they could only send one or whatever. And like that, because of how good T2 is, that's the kind of thing that I am willing to just not have ruin the film for me. But yeah, if we were going to be like really granular about it, that is a weakness with T2, like conceptually.
I mean, and I think also a problem with both Terminator 2 and this movie is, does liquid metal count as living tissue? Because the whole thing was that only living things can go back. And if it doesn't, it's like, no, it's metal, but we made a better time machine. It's like, okay, so why not plasma weapons? Like, why not send a bunch of them back? And not ones that are integrated into the body of the Terminator. I mean, like, why not send them back with just a whole bunch of incredible weapons? If you fix the living tissue only problem.
Not canon, but in Sarah Connor Chronicles, the T1000's liquid becomes self-aware and wants nothing to do with Skynet. What?
You know, I've not watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I've heard a lot of people say it's good, and
why would that happen?
I'm inclined. Not that I'm calling anyone a liar, but I'm inclined to not believe them because I'm just
sorry.
I feel like it can't be good.
The idea that the little fucking nanomachines on the T1000 were like, dude, this shit is not. Are we the baddies? I'm not. No, we're out of here.
I would just I would walk into the living room when my dad would be watching it at times. And one time I saw Shirley Manson from Garbage is apparently one of the Terminators, and I was like, oh, this is just going crazy. Granted, I like Garbage, good band, but
that's funny. That's funny stuff.
That's the only time I've seen her act in anything ever, too, and it was like 5 minutes while I was visiting my parents.
Oh boy. Anyway, we are now. Well, the Feminator is going with the LAPD cops to somewhere, waiting for an opportunity to strike, I guess. While our hero trio is going to the cemetery, to where Sarah Connor was allegedly buried, which she wasn't at the end. They go in there, it's like, oh, this is your mother. It's like, oh my god, I didn't even know where she was buried, because as soon as she died, I hit the road. I was like, okay, Jesus.
Yeah, you figure that would be the kind of thing that he would find out, right? And or if you're gonna go off the grid, it's like maybe wait till after your mother's funeral, buddy.
Yeah, I found it a bit odd as a decision to write, but okay. Anyway, he rips
Not only
out.
That, she has like a mausoleum. It's like, where did Sarah Connor get this kind of? Oh well, I guess she's just in one of the things. But someone would have had to set that up. Like, I feel like John would have been involved in her funeral process.
Yeah.
Unless she had remarried and had another husband or something.
So Arnie rips out the casket, which is full of guns. It's just a gun stash here, and we learn that Sarah Connor was diagnosed with leukemia and was only given a couple of weeks or months, but she held out for 3 more years so she could see if they actually stopped Judgment Day. Because he didn't really believe it, and but still, she said that every day starting now is going to be a gift, but he didn't believe it, and apparently she didn't either, because she stored all these weapons just in case. And
Did she get
somehow they made it work that in her will it says, no, scatter my ashes somewhere in Mexico or something, but here put a shit ton of weapons in here, including explosives and ammunition. I have no idea how they made this happen. Maybe one of their Mexican cartel friends or whoever she was friends with in T2. And they put,
I don't know how they did this, but
here.
Maybe it was the Mexicans.
Maybe it was the Mexicans, yeah.
Or she did it before they went to Mexico and just had that grave. Well, I guess that makes a bit of sense. If she bought her own grave plot, I don't know what they call those, the tomb, and just filled it already. But again, that would involve her breaking into this graveyard with that many weapons too, because I feel like the staff at the graveyard probably wouldn't be on board unless, you know what, maybe the Mexicans did have to be involved and be like, all right, you're putting this in the wall.
Mexicans are powerful
Okay.
people.
Ask questions. We'll kill your
So,
family if you do anything.
Sarah
with it.
Connor hires the Mexicans to fill up her like coffin with guns.
Hell yeah.
Why? Why does she do that? Because
Just in case.
she doesn't tell anyone that it's there. The T-850 knew that it was there, which means that Sarah Connor, when she died, knew that the T-850 would be sent back.
Yeah, that's
Like no one else seemed to know.
I mean,
Yeah,
she
you're
must have
going
got
into-
the information to Kate if the T-850 knows it, even though she didn't really know Kate ever.
Yeah.
No, she
so
never met
maybe-
her.
She
Well,
didn't even drop him off at
So here
Here
we have another time travel problem, I think, because at some point he meaning John is like, wait, if we met one day before the other Terminator appeared, we would have hooked up then, and then I would have met your father, and you probably would have, which also means she would have known the mom, and then maybe this version that sent the Terminator knows about the stash for some reason. But I don't know why she would make that thing. It's a fucking mess.
I think I might have it. I think what they were going for is someone in chat just said it when I was thinking about it. It's literally meant to be a bootstrap paradox. So Sarah Connor left the guns in the location that she knew they were going to be because she knew that Catherine Brewster was going to find them in her crypt. And then she would then know where they were, which is why she sent back the Terminator to put them there. So when Sarah Connor died and she had the guns left in her coffin, she didn't know for certain that anyone was going to find them. And then later on here, during the events of T3, the T-850 finds them. And the reason it knew is because Catherine told it where they were. And the reason Catherine knew is because the Terminator had taken her to Sarah Connor's crypt. Does that make... I mean... hopefully that's clear, but that is just a paradox.
I almost threw up when you said all that, but I think I get it.
That's the only explanation I've got for it.
Time travel, you got to keep things simple, and you have to not have too many things rely on because someone from the future who experienced the events told the person.
Behind the chat, like, yay, I got someone in chatted.
Well, I mean, I guess, I suppose there's a little bit of that. See, Terminator 1, it works because it's a closed loop.
Yeah.
The first time John Connor was born was Kyle, his father. And the reason why that works in Terminator 1 is because John is born after Kyle travels back in time. He grows up, he meets Kyle, he sends Kyle back in time, and therefore is fathered. And if that's it, if that's the way it always happens, it's fine. But if Kyle could have got sent back and just decided, Sarah, not really my type.
Actually, kind of
then
ugly.
it really messes things up because it's like, well, no, but then you never would have got sent back to begin with, and which means you would, I guess, disappear from that timeline, and it's when you start doing that stuff that it gets messy. Actually, James just mentioned Looper. Looper is just a mess when it comes to that.
I've never watched that one.
I mean, it's for a first watch, not bad. If you start trying to think about it, though, it's a really tough one. It's very Ryan Johnson.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. Gotcha. So yeah, time travel, fun.
Still is Ryan Johnson.
And there's 4 more movies after this. I'm sure this is all gonna go great.
I mean, again, I did enjoy Salvation, and because I watched both of them this past week, and I prefer Salvation to this movie.
Nice.
It has issues though. It's not great.
Oh yeah. Is there only 3? I don't know. It feels like there's 17 after this, and they're all the same or something in my brain.
One thing I do like about Salvation is it takes itself seriously pretty much the entire movie. It is not winking at the camera constantly, and when it does, it's simple things like John playing, he's playing music in order to lure a machine at one point, and the song he plays is "You Will Be Mine" by Guns N' Roses, which is the song he's listening to on his dirt bike in
that's cool.
So it's things like that, well, maybe he just had a tape of that song, and that's why he's
I like
But-
because T3 is just a worse version of T2. Salvation is its own thing, like for better or worse. So I am really looking forward to rewatching it because
I mean, like Salvation, I
very
think
long
is
time.
the only place you can go with a Terminator 3 that doesn't fuck up the timeline, because you can just say, yeah, this is a 3 in that it takes place further in the future, but it is also a prequel because, well, I mean, they don't get this far because I think the plan was to make Salvation a trilogy, but they only did the first one. Presumably, the plan is to have it end with Kyle being sent back in time to save Sarah. And like, there you go. Closed loop still exists. Or like the closed loop exists that gets open in Terminator 2, but that can still happen because all of this is, while in the future, technically takes place before the events of Terminator 1 because it is before Kyle is sent back in time. For Kyle, it's a prequel.
Yeah, if it's part of the loop, then it's both a prequel and a sequel, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. It is a prequel. It's a prequel fundamentally, even though it takes place further in the future than any of the subsequent or any of the prior films. Which, yeah, that's the tricky thing with time travel.
Yeah.
Right? And like, see, Defrosted Robot, I'm saying you can remove the wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff if the whole thing is Terminator 1 happens the way it does, and it always happens that way. That's the closed loop, and it's only the events of Terminator 2 that open the loop and actually change the future. But the future is never ever changed, never ever delayed, or anything else, any other time than that.
Mm-hmm.
And it works, but like I said, Salvation's still not an amazing movie or anything like that, and I think I can kind of see why they didn't keep going with that storyline, but it's a hell of a lot what they did with the subsequent 2 Terminator movies. I'll tell you this much, I would have killed for Salvation 2 and 3 over Genesis and Dark Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would have, if not been good, it would have absolutely been better.
Well, we get to those,
but Terminator...
unfortunately. Where were? Oh, we were in the cemetery still, right?
Coffin, yeah.
Coffin. After they talk about all this shenanigans, Kate is like, "Ooh, a gun! Wow, a gun!" I fucked up the quote. I can't believe I fucked that up. Oh my god, I'm retiring. That was embarrassing.
What on earth are you quoting?
That was
Dark not Dark Light, the IT crowd.
Oh.
When he looks at the drawer, it's like, "Wow, a gun! I've never looked in this drawer before." Wow, a gun.
Oh, is that the clip where he's like, I wonder if it's loaded?
Yeah,
and he points it in his mouth and starts pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
It's a ballsy way to check.
He clicked. I'm pretty sure he pulls the trigger 5 times, so there's a chance the last one had a bullet in it. Good shit. Kick metal. Yeah, I should be kicked. That's true. Anyway, she grabs the guns like, "That's enough. If you don't let me go, I'll shoot you." And John just says, "Yeah, go ahead, see what happens." It's like, oh, okay. I feel like this is the prime time to just show the belly, show the show the terminals, all that good stuff. But no, she shoots and the bullet lands in his mouth and he spits it out. Says, "Don't do that," which I guess is kind of amusing. Fairly enough.
I will say I like I do like Catherine Brewster in this movie. She's not an idiot. There are multiple times when she is presented with a fuckload of guns and she's been kidnapped by 2 maniacs. She's not just suddenly, on the side of the heroes or whatever. She's not inexplicably helping them. She has been abducted by these 2 maniacs. So obviously she's going to grab the gun. And like earlier on, just before the car chase, I believe or it was just after the car chase, I can't remember. She tries to call the cops, and then wouldn't you just know it? There's no signal, which I guess plays into later events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Very small thing that, I don't think we complimented things that were that tiny in T1 and 2. But in a film where the quality is kind of shaky, like if this came out today, I can almost guarantee you that like Dark Fate and Genesis don't do things like that. People forget who they're friends with, and they forget that they should be trying to save themselves, and guarantee that's going to happen.
Those 2 movies are bottom of the barrel. I haven't watched them in a while, but I remember them being really, really bad. I think Dark Fate or Genesis, one of the 2, came out when I was over at Mahler's place. One of the the second or third time I was over there, and we watched it, and I was like, Jesus Christ. We saw the John Connor scene, the start of the movie, in the cinema.
Yeah, that's dark.
God, that was so bad. What do we get there? Anyway, police is here. Big old SWAT team. They smoke the place, and Kate is really like, "Oh, neat. I'm just gonna fucking run the fuck out of here." And
Smart, good.
pretty smart, yeah. No issues with that. Back inside is like, just leave. John is like, just leave me here. I'm not the one you want. You're wasting your time. He's like, no, that's not true. John Connor leads the resistance to victory. And he's like, how? My mother told me all this bullshit since I was a small one. Just whatever. This is just bullshit. And then he just grabs him and hoists him up. And this just leads him to say, he's like, oh, stupid fucking machine. He's like, better. Just lets him go. He's like, oh, so you were just fucking with me? He's like, no, anger is more useful than despair. Which I don't know, I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah, there's a couple of scenes like that where you get the Terminator kind of, you get a hint as to what the dynamic kind of was in the second movie.
Yeah.
Does
Does he also say,
and
like,
you get a little bit of
psychological stuff is in my subroutines?
Yeah.
Or basic psychology is among my subroutines. Thanks, subtitles. That was right on time.
Yeah, so you get a little bit of comedy out of the fact that the Terminator is essentially, it has an extremely basic understanding of human psychology,
Yeah.
which is then, justified comedy. It's not that you're like breaking your setting in order to have a cheap gag or whatever. But then it also leads into a couple of later scenes with John Connor, because here he is just despairing, like, I can't do it. And the Terminator essentially is like, yeah, well, okay, maybe you're not the guy. And gets him to kind of prove that he is without even realizing it. So, yeah, I quite like that moment.
It'd be kind of funny if he had more advanced psychology, he starts pulling out some Jung, and he's like, John Connor, you must go to the future and save your father from the underworld. Both literally and inside your mind.
You have to clean your room, John Connor.
Go into the bed.
Terminator quotes Begidius. Just starts playing Ocean Man. We cut back to the LAPD peeps in the car with the Terminator in the back, and it's like, oh, we found your wife. She's like at the cemetery. And then Terminator's like, awesome, I'm gonna kill both of you by putting my fist through your fucking stomach and just smash the other guy to pieces. And drive the car that way, which is kind of funny to imagine that she just drives with the arm through the body this whole time until she gets there.
Yeah, this is pretty fucking brutal for a 12 rated movie, that scene.
Yeah. I assume this is the scene they cut out for the TV version in Germany, because that's like the only really like bloody scene, like proper bloody gory scene.
Yeah, I mean, the other one would be when when Arnie's cutting his chest open and removing the batteries, but it's obviously a robot, so maybe not. It depends on how they judge that kind of thing.
Yeah, she goes back. Anyway, Silberman cameo. Let's go, Silberman. The PCP man.
Oh God, yeah. I watched this
No,
this
not the
week,
PCP.
and I totally forgot that this even happens.
It's very short. It's just kind of amusing
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, how are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, he's not human. It's like, oh, you can just imagine things. I'm really sad he didn't mention PCP in this little speech. That would have been immediate 10 out of 10 movie, but
He's not human. He's just on PCP.
he's just on PCP. Like, they can just do crazy shit on PCP. But it's pretty funny because when Arnie comes out with the casket in his arm and he sees him, he just goes like wide-eyed and just fucking bails, and that's the last time you see him in the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, oh hell no, man, I'm out of here.
I really don't like this because it's not short. Like, I mean, you say it's short for like, the actor shows up, but this goes on for like maybe 90 seconds to like 2 minutes, which it doesn't need to be there, and that is quite long for a scene.
That's fair.
It doesn't need to be there. And I just, the only reason why he's here is because he was a character in the previous movie.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
He does nothing for the plot or anything.
Because narratively, the reason why he's here, it isn't because, we suspect the involvement of the guy that you bumped into all those years ago or whatever. He is just here as a therapist.
Yeah.
And then he happens to bump into Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then he freaks out and runs away. It's like a 2 minute long bit that only exists to have the gag of, oh no, he's back, and then he runs away.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I still find it amusing though.
It is amusing. It felt like it was too much because it wasn't quick. It wasn't like a quick nudge at the audience. It was like a full-on scene that they had written just to have that gag.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're wondering what the plan is with Arnie here, he puts John in the casket, which I guess is bulletproof because that thing gets peppered like crazy. But it's
why
a
the fuck
bulletproof
not?
casket. Sure.
Oh,
It
no, you
wasn't-
don't understand. Sarah
It
Connor
wasn't
made it.
Sarah's
The
will.
Mexicans.
The Mexicans have
Mexicans made it
very
bulletproof.
strong caskets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many bullet holes in there. This dude, he's so fucking dead.
Only in the wood, not in the bulletproof layer underneath, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, this is also where we do the thing with like 0 casualties. It's like, did they program this because John gave a shit about this in the future or something? Or did Kate give a shit about this? But again, question is why the fucking
He's just a
world,
goodie.
the world is at stake. Honestly, at
Yeah.
this point, who gives a fucking shit? Like,
Like at this point, she could probably program just like you can kill in this one, just specifically don't kill these people because they're
Yeah.
important to the resistance.
but yeah, he puts him in the in the car. What do you fuck? I forgot what you call these cars.
Hearse.
Where you put the caskets in.
Hearse.
Hearse. Right. Yeah, and then they drive off. It's all good. They made it out. No problem. Also, for some reason, Kate just ran away from all the police officers instead of just staying with them, where it's definitely more safe than, anywhere here on the cemetery. But, yeah, she decided to just run out into the wild. And happens to stumble upon the LAPD car. It was like, oh, look, it's my fiancé. And, it's kind of weird how they shoot it, because it looks like she's worried when she sees him, but it doesn't look like she's noticing the dead people in the car. Instead, the Terminator turns back into the woman form. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you had her, like, right there.
Yep.
It's just,
Yeah.
But instead, she turns into fucking a sexy lady again, gets out her plasma gun, stops, and then Arnie comes back with an RPG in his hand and just fucking blasts her to smithereens. And then John says, do you want to live? Come on. And they drive off. I was like, what the fuck was that? It's fucking stupid.
I will say, as little sense as it makes, the visual effect shot of the body morphing, it's a full body morph that they did in 2003. And I still think it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. I mean,
It doesn't make any sense, because why? It's an infiltration unit that could just, hey, honey, give me a hug, evil grin, and then stab. Like,
yeah.
The literal most useful ability for an assassin.
Yeah, and she's so far away. There's no way she could have noticed the dead bodies in the car or anything. But for some reason, she kind of stops and hesitates, and I don't really know why. Like, she should be like, oh my god, it's my beloved fiancé. Let's go over there and have a hug. It's like, no, she just stands there, and then she turns back to her normal form. And yeah, it's
It
stupid.
might be an editing thing. Like she might have started transforming, and that's what made Kate stop. But the way they edited it was like Kate stops while she theoretically just sees her fiance walking towards her.
Yeah, and then she was like, wait, this was stopped. This is weird. This can't be. Oh, if she touches a thing, she can turn into that. Your fiance is dead. And it's like, oh, okay. That's
And really, if even for a moment she believed it was her actual fiance, she probably should have been like, no, there's a gunfight going on. Get back in the car. I'm coming. And then just like run into the car. And then TX would have just been able to stab her. Like, okay, good. Thank God we got away from that. By the way.
Well, we get a short action scene here where the Faminator jumps on the ceiling of the car. They just kind of shoot it. He swipes left and right to try to get the fucker off. Doesn't really work. John grabs a machine gun, shoots the fucker in the face and everywhere. But there's also a truck, and their plan is to raise her off their roof. And that works. because that's how that works. Looks cool though, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're off.
The cops don't show up again in this movie.
That's actually
They were
true.
like,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, well, Homelander told us that they were at the graveyard, and then they drove off, and the cops are like, I wonder where they went. Should we follow the explosions and the robots fighting each other? Now we've got no leads. They got away. Damn it.
Yeah, they stopped just like the Terminator stopped, apparently, according to Arnie here in a second, because he's gonna
None of the people in the cars they're passing by right now also mentioned a a hearse rolling down a hill with the top torn off of it that might have killed all of them. I was gonna be like, hey, 911, we saw a thing that might be worth looking
all
into.
the phones are broken now. Shut up.
Yeah, that line where Arnie says, okay, well, the TX failed to kill its primary target, so now it's going to go back to its secondary target, which is that's the conversation that leads us into Act 3, which I have a lot of problems with.
Oh, yeah.
But it could just not do that. It could just keep chasing you. Why? Well, if we're kind of expected to believe from the almost orgasm blood thing earlier on that John Connor being the primary target, that is such a high priority that you don't care about anything else. Yeah. It would be cool if you could go and kill everyone else, but honestly, you need to go and kill John Connor now. The only reason why that wasn't your why you were sent back is because you didn't know where he was. And then because of the magic of screenwriting, you found him, but actually no, sorry, he's gone as well.
Yeah.
We need to go back to our original mission.
Truly is magic sometimes.
Also, at some point during this, I don't know if it was the RPG or the crash into the car, probably a culmination of both. The plasma rifle is now broken, and she's like, let me do something else. And she turns it into a flamethrower that sounds like a fucking dragon for some reason.
It sounds like a Nazgul.
Or a Nazgul. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually something else I was wanting to mention. I forgot to earlier during the truck chase scene. There's a couple explosions in this movie where they just overlay a big cat roaring sound over it, like a lion or whatever. We get that towards the end when the helicopter crashes into the base as well.
Yeah. Anyway, the others require a new vehicle, and they immediately find a mobile home they can steal. That was lucky, I guess, and convenient for all their weapons.
Almost looks like there was something deleted, because there's a mobile home with a whole bunch of furniture outside that looks like there are people there camping, and there's no people, it's abandoned. So
yeah, it's just
I guess they're
empty.
off at the lake swimming or something.
Yeah, looks comfy though. I'd hang out with that thing. So Kate gets a little bit of a moment to think about her dead fiancé. Not too long though, because we don't really give a shit about that guy. And John tells her, "Oh, none of this is your fault. I know this doesn't help, but that's all I can say right now. Also, we need to keep moving." Then Arnie starts telling them that, well, now that the Terminator has lost the target, it's going back to its default programming, meaning killing all the lieutenants, which includes Kate's father. Oh, well, isn't that a coincidence? Goddamn. They're all connected somehow. John at this point is like, well, we could just stop it, right? If he's like Skynet, we would have met back in the day. I would have hooked up with you. We would have met the father. I would have helped him with Skynet, and everything is gonna go hunky-dory. We just have to do the same thing now and help him stop Skynet. It's like, no, not possible. By the way, Armageddon happens in 2 hours and 18 minutes. Then all the nukes are going to be fired. It's like, oh, shit, okay. Oh wow. Well,
yeah.
Maybe we should get going then, more quickly. It's like, well, I'll order you. We need to go and stop. It's like, well, I'm not programmed to follow your orders this time. It's like, oh, fuck. Well, in that case, fuck this bullshit and the Destiny stuff. I never want to be part of it. And he takes a gun and puts it towards his head. And it's like, hey, you can't self-terminate. It's like, well, I can because I'm a human. You can't self-terminate. And Ani points out that, well, judging by your body temperature, posture, and all that stuff, there's an 83% chance that you will not kill yourself. But then Kate says, no, but we have to go there right now because that's the right thing to do. And then Arnie says, well, we take about an hour to get there, so let's go. It's like, oh, I guess he listens to her now. And we get the confirmation like a minute later immediately.
I mean, 17% chance is still pretty high, though. It's, basically it's a Russian roulette's worth of chance.
Yeah.
Roughly.
With the stakes being that high, I don't know. By the way, the world's going to blow up in 3 hours. That I have so many problems with that.
That's insane.
Oh, God,
the
crazy that this
John
is
Connor
what's
kind of
revealed now.
trying to manipulate the robot by threatening to kill himself. I think that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that has the potential to be very good. In a better movie, I think I'd like it a lot more. But because he is essentially just almost thinking like a robot himself, and he's playing a game of chance and trying to work out, is this machine going to risk my death when I'm the most important person on the planet? And he's gambling that it won't. Whether he would have actually killed himself, like, who knows? But that is a good way to get him to do that. The whole nuclear war thing. So first point on that is this means that both Terminators arrived maybe a day before the start of Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Stakes. So we have stakes.
Why would either party? And if the TX was sent back in time to kill multiple people, who maybe live all over the place, maybe don't, she must have been theoretically able to assassinate all of her targets within the same day or so, which means they must have all lived like around the corner from each other.
Yeah.
But even then, if something goes wrong, one of them lives, like, mission failed. And like, we do get some suggestion, but I don't think it's confirmed in the third act, that the TX's presence is part of what leads to Judgment Day happening, which means that it was always intended that the TX being sent back in time would be like a multi-purpose thing. It would be like, okay, well, while you're there, kill some of the lieutenants, but you're also going to help kickstart Judgment Day. That, I think, is fine conceptually, but why not send her back like a week, a month, a year earlier so that she can actually get the fucking job done?
Yeah, that's always the question with these kinds of time travel things. Like, why not earlier at all these way more convenient times and places? So yeah, it's a bit of nonsense for sure.
It's also just comedic where they're going into Act 3. By the way, nuclear war starts in 3 hours. Is very, like, Jesus Christ. Like, they may have well said, like, come with me, it's Act 3 time.
Sudden reveal of ticking clock that one of the characters was always aware of and just didn't mention.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by the way, because we're hurrying so hard because we're going to all explode in 15 hours. Like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go. They would have switched the things up quite a bit. But no, now we're on our way to the facility. CSR, I think they called it, right?
Come with me if you want to progress to Act 3. The Universal Construct.
Yeah, and now they're on their way over there to the facility that the dad is in. And now Kate's just asking some questions. Why are you on our side? It's like, oh, Resistance captured me, reprogrammed my CPU. I was designed for, assassinations missions, all that good stuff. It was like, oh, do you even give a shit if we die? Like, does that mean anything to you? It's like, well, if you both die, my mission is over and I just become useless. And she goes on to ask, well, who am I in this future? And she's like, well, you're John's spouse and second in command. And they have like this little scene. It's like, hey, what? You're not really my type either. It's like, you're a mess. We also learn that from the time this Terminator comes from, John is dead. And he's about to ask, like, oh, how did it happen? It's like, oh, actually, what? I think I don't want to know. And then Kate, very tactful, is like, so how did he die, by the way? It's like, Jesus. That's a bit rude.
Yeah, not super respectful of John's wishes about his own, like, existential foresight.
Yeah, but then he says a thing which I actually find kind of interesting. He says that John's attachment to the T-800 model helped Skynet to infiltrate this model of Terminator, which means he killed John in the future because he let his I guess his emotions, because of the experience he had in T2, get the better of him, which means they were able to infiltrate that model and use him to terminate John, which conceptually I find kind of neat, I think.
Yeah, that part was all right, but again, it also kind of makes me wonder why Skynet's plan wasn't to send one of these back to kill John and us to have a smaller scale and less stake ramping up, but probably much more interesting third Terminator movie.
Yeah, because the way it now is, they had the Terminator, they used it, then that one got infiltrated, killed John, they turned it off, and then Kate turned it back on with a reprogrammed CPU again to send back in time to help John, which is like, okay, sure.
Send it back like 5 minutes and have him stop himself from killing John?
No, stop it. Stop making sense.
Thing is, Skynet. So does that mean that the reason why this T-850 killed John Connor in the future is because Skynet finally realized, like 20 years after the events of the movies, wait a minute, if we use a robot that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, John Connor might let his guard down.
He might be
and we
tricked.
might be able to get close enough to kill him.
That would be...
Because they could have... They would never do it because it would be too confusing for the audience, but they could have done this movie where both the good guy and bad guy robots are played by Arnold Schwarzenegger for exactly that reason.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been neat. We go to the CSR thingy where it's like, hey, virus bad, use AI. Also, the chairman of the Pentagon has called. They want you to use AI. Talk to them. He's like, okay.
Boo.
Boo. Chairman. Fuck that guy.
You can't raise the price of RAM right around the time that Half-Life 2 came out.
Then we get a small scene between John and Kate where he assures her that they will all stop this. And she has like a little things like, oh, you know, back in Creepy's basement, this was my first kiss with a boy. It's like, oh. And then Arnie says, your liberty is good. It takes away from the fear of death and something. This feels like a director's cut thing they put back in. Such a short scene. I don't know that, but just what it feels like.
I mean, like having scenes where they develop a bond, I guess, is kind of a good idea. Yeah. Honestly, like I kind of wish there was more of this stuff and less jumping around with craziness.
For sure, yeah. Then we go back to the facility where we see that the Terminatrix has already infiltrated the thing. How? Shut up. She's in here now.
She controls the robots. She got in because of... She controlled the door.
Yeah. She goes like, bob, and then the door's like, oh, hello. Come in. Like with the phone. Brewster talks to Chairman. Chairman is like, do that thing with the AI. If it's really PogChamp, we're gonna give you all the money. He's like, okay, you give me an order. I don't have a choice, so I'll do it. But he points out, like, if we do this, Skynet is gonna be in control of your military. Yeah, but you're in control of Skynet, right? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's do that. So they press the button. I like that he's like, no, I'm going to press the button. So I'm going to be at fault when this happens. And systems immediately shut themselves, come back up, and Skynet is in control. Oh, no. Damn it. Who would have thought? In the meantime, T10 is just starting to remote control all the crazy robots that they have in this facility. They almost look like...
awesome.
They look awesome. They give me like RoboCop vibes.
They remind me of...
I like the design of them.
Robot Wars, if any of you guys watched that. They look like house robots from Robot Wars.
I have not seen that. Yeah, no, I like the design. It's cool. So yeah, she's prepping to fuck shit up everywhere in this facility. Yeah, now that everything is fucked up, Kate comes running in. It's like, Dad, look out, get away from the thing. But this is obviously the Faminator. And then immediately after, Arnie comes barging in, weapons in hand, fucking shoots her down. I was like, whoa. I feel like we skipped like about 15 minutes of movie. How the fuck did you get in here with all your weapons and 2 random people? I can understand that she might be able to get in here. So I was like, hey, I want to see my dad. I was around, which probably still wouldn't work. She just walks into the big conference room or the big Skynet room. But all of them, with weapons in hand, they just fucking walk in here. It's like, no. How the fuck did that happen?
Just, whatever, they're in here. They made it in somehow, and the
They
movie's
must
moving
have
too
had to
fast
kill
from here
people
on
to
out
get
for
in.
the audience to think. I think honestly was the like, because yeah, you're right. Like it really
PCP
does seem like they
question
skipped like 10 minutes of infiltration movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was probably PCP. Chad is right. Obviously.
Yeah.
How did I not think of that? But yeah, fuck that. We got things to explode, things to shoot, and explosions to happen. Anyway, the father gets shot immediately, so that distraction didn't work very well that they did. Right after, Adi shoots her with grenade shells, but not grenades. I actually use like riot rounds or something for some reason. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure why those weren't blowing up unless her liquid metal was just tanking the explosions.
Yeah.
Or something.
But yeah, she gets shot down some
Massive
kind
slugs.
of chute down into somewhere. I don't know.
I need to ask here.
Yes.
So, does this mean that the TX nearly stopped Judgment Day? Because if she had shown up and killed Robert Brewster 5 minutes earlier, Skynet wouldn't have been activated.
Well, honestly,
Well,
I
or the
think
second in command would have activated it immediately.
Well,
right?
Sure, like theoretically that may have happened later on, but if a fucking robot shows up in the middle of your military facility and assassinates this guy I don't know what his
they
job was.
probably stopped.
Everything
for a
is
while.
going on lockdown and they're pulling the plug on everything until they know what happened. So
You would think
like,
so, yeah.
the number 2 may have pressed the button like at a later date, but it's not happening now,
Yeah.
which means you have already changed the timeline.
Or I mean, she's in there and could just press the button herself because you can get into their systems if you're like in the building.
Oh yeah, potentially. If provided she knew what to do, which I guess she has access to computery shit. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Well,
that
I mean, this is
possible.
also a building in which not only are they developing experimental automated soldier tank aircraft, they're all armed. They all have ammo.
Mhm.
It's kind of insane. Like, especially if these are untested things. It's like, wait, hold on. Why is the ammo for these things even in the same building, really?
Yeah, it's the same. Like I'm thinking of Iron Man 2 because I watched it recently, where they have the presentation from the Hammerstein peeps, and they have like all these robots, and they all just start shooting. It's like, whoa, you didn't check if they don't have ammo in them before you put them on stage, you crazy fuckers. But yeah.
There is a.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's part of what's about to happen. So if you want to go and say what happens.
Oh yeah. Well, Brewster gets shot, and he's like, "Oh, we need to shut the thing down." It's like, "Oh, Skynet is self-aware. Need to get to his office and get the access codes." And we're like playing with words here because John the whole time thinks that, oh, he's talking about a core we have to stop. So we got to do the thing and get to his office to get the shutdown keys and stuff like that, which obviously is not the thing that's going to happen at the end. But yeah, the before we get there, we get to the office. There's like is it one or two of the robots? I think it's two. Yeah, they kind of look each other. And it looks like the one guy is like kind of shrugging at the other one when he sees like the thing at the ceiling. He's like, I don't know where the fucker went. And then he comes down the ceiling and just grabs one of the Gatling guns and fucking peppers the other one while the other one shoots him, and he disables both of them at the same time. So that's kind of fun.
There's just it's part of like it's kind of a montage of these robots shooting people, and there's one bit in particular that I just find very funny is that all these panicking people, they go to use the elevator, and oh no, one of these giant fucking military like caterpillar tracked machine gun robots got in an elevator and just waited like I want to wait here.
That is funny.
See, there's a moment I found amusing here too, and it's when it's slowly going across the glass and shooting into the office area. It's just like the most slow-mo drive-by ever.
Yeah, it's like. So yeah, they make it to the office. Like, oh, red envelope. Look there. You need to go to Crystal Peaks. Like, oh, what's that? And then Arnie's like, it's a hardened facility in the Sierra Nevada mountains. And then he gives the coordinates or some bullshit. And yeah, the whole time John's like, oh, this is where the core is. This is where we're gonna shut it down. Sure. And no one is gonna tell him. Obviously, it's like, no, this is just for safety. Because that's like the whole thing. Because the dad's like, look out for my daughter. You need a plane. Go through the particle accelerator to get there to the runway. Take care of my daughter. And he literally called Skynet that he opened Pandora's box. But yeah, Chad taking care of the daughter with his dying breath.
It might be worth clarifying that he didn't say that you need to go through the particle accelerator, as in you don't need to like fire yourself with the particle accelerator to get to the safe place.
No.
You literally need to go into the facility, run past it.
Yeah, run past it. Yeah. So yeah, they're making their way there. In the meantime, Arnie and the Feminator have a 5-minute slugfest where they break a lot of walls and a lot of floors and toilets and everything, and that's rules. It's just hard hitting everything. It's a bit goofy when he hits her the one time with the big boiler and the head just does a little spin. And it's like, okay, that's a bit silly, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of breaking of tiles and walls and everything. It's
Yeah, Arnie seems to want to destroy the bathroom rather than kill the TX, is what I was thinking.
Yeah. But yeah,
and this in particular, because this is the first time when they actually get to fight like close up. She should annihilate him if she is designed to kill Terminators, and she doesn't. She wins the fight, but it takes a while.
Her plasma cannon is now a flamethrower, though. Nothing can be done. It's her only move.
It's their only move. I mean, it actually gets pretty clear how much stronger she is, because at one point she just pushes him and he just flies across the bathroom into a corner, like far. It's like, oh, so you don't have a chance. She just allows you to waste time, essentially.
Yeah.
He also loses, I think, his third pair of shades in this fight.
Rip.
Anyway, there's a pile of bodies everywhere.
One pair for the shades.
They're being flamed upon. The two fighting fall through the floor, but in the end, she kicks down onto his head and just breaks it off. But in a smart-ish move, she actually put some remote control software in him, however the fuck that works. Nanomachine, son. So in case he reboots, which he will, of course, she can kind of control him a little bit, at least. On the way
I think that does a decent job of like upping the stakes as well, because now it means that you've got 2 humans against 2 Terminators functionally.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a shame that they don't do much with that, but
No.
The scene on its own works as a way of upping the stakes.
Absolutely, yeah. On the way to the runway, they are greeted by one of those experimental drones you've seen earlier, a flying one. They kind of have to take cover. They drop a rifle, and now Kate gets her badass moment a little bit. Gets the rifle and shoots the fuck out of the drone and knocks it down. And then John says, "You remind me of my mother."
Which, I don't know if that like a girl that you're into, that's the best thing to say to her. It's not like
I don't know if I think that the flying robot drone thingy, I think those are awesome. But
Yeah, cool.
I don't know how I feel about it going down because you used a gun. Like, isn't this meant to be a super advanced military robot? And it goes
they're
down to seemingly like
prototypes,
5 bullets.
so.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you
yeah.
gotta figure, like, I mean, they're not designed to like withstand all human implements of war at this point, right? Like, these are just kind of the like, what if we designed a hovercraft plane, like a VTOL that has rocket launchers that can scan targets from the air, and what if we have a big tank-looking thing too?
I'd probably ask the question, why is
Like,
it
I mean,
fully armed with 6 rockets and Gatling guns and
yeah,
2
that,
more
well, I mean,
rockets already?
that's my big question. It's like the prototypes might not have full armor, which makes sense, but they also might not. They 100% would not have live ammo and rockets.
No.
It's for the safety of the facility, because it's like, wait, hold on, what if something malfunctions? Like we're testing prototypes here. We don't want to blow up the entire building.
In any case, they're in front of the particle accelerator. They're like, hey, let's go through there and turn it on, because that's gonna act like a big magnet, which I had no idea it's a thing. I don't know why they know, but they know, I guess. Maybe that's just knowledge I don't have. Maybe it's common knowledge that something like that does that. I don't know. Or maybe someone can clarify, but I thought it was a bit random. There's like, yeah, let's turn this on. Maybe this does something. That's how it felt to me. Well,
I didn't know that particle accelerators were also like giant magnets. If they are, then I guess it's smart for her to do that. But yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Metal, you're just uneducated.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I could see that even if this is not true to real life, I could see that it would make logical sense for a particle accelerator to use magnets. Like, that is intuitive.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I guess I don't know, there was a joke there somewhere, but it just fucking evaporated in my brain. You know what? Let's just move on. They go inside.
I was just gonna say, so I don't really have issue with the particle accelerator being magnetic for purpose of slowing down the TX. My problem with it was things like, what were there, like belt buckles? What about the watch? Because I think John has like a big watch. It's like there's so many metal things that are on them that just seem immune to the magnetism.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Nipple piercings.
Yeah, everyone gets those.
True. Particle accelerators are basically just big tubes with huge electromagnets. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, the magnetic field turns off while she's trying to catch him, and she gets squished against the thing. Also his rifle, but that's it. Nothing more, as Marc just pointed out. No belt buckles or anything. Yeah, she's just kind of squished on there. The liquid shit around her just goes down, and they make their way to the plane. In the meantime, Arnie reboots and makes his way on there as well. He just kind of pops his head back on.
I wasn't crazy about this being a thing that he can do. It's like, wait.
Well, it's just... She probably should have just double tapped him here again, but she didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, she
wants
did
him to
want
be
to
evil.
use him
Yeah,
as
I'm more evil,
as a
Arnie.
trump card, but like, I mean, my whole thing was just like, well, I mean, just like, we did have him shut down in Terminator 2 and his head wasn't detached, but it kind of makes me think, it's like, so wait, T-800s, how many things can they just reattach if they roughly put them in the right spot?
Yeah. They're preparing the
They
plane.
like click on and then it's like, yeah.
Oh, this is very funny. So it's like, there's a plane. Also, I'm a pilot.
I
Like,
would have
it's just so fucking quick.
I would have mentioned that here in a second because yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's no problem. Before that happens, the Feminator uses her saw blades to damage the big tube, which makes it turn off. But yeah, they run into into the hangar, and she points at the things like, "This is my father's plane. I trained on it." I was like, "Oh, okay." Got that one.
That's just the script solving problems as it creates them. Like, don't worry, we just, you know.
Yeah, got that one
I
covered.
mean, I guess like it being her father's plane, I think is enough that I'm like kind of okay with that, because it's like it's not just she can hop in like an AC-130 and successfully fly it. It's like, oh, I like, if anything, I would have made it seem like that she was more shocked and relieved that that plane was there. Be like, oh my god, thank God it's my father's plane. Like it's actually like the only plane I actually know how to fly. Like anything else, I would have been winging it. But don't worry, we got this.
I mean, it is the
Winging it.
lowest form of problem solving.
Wing it,
It's like the scene arrives. It's like, wait, how do they fly? It's like, I tried on that. I was like, oh, okay. It's just,
Thanks for the raid, Dev.
oh, hello,
Dev just
dankeschön.
raided us. Hello, morning sippers.
Anyway, Arnie arrives here and he's like, no, do not come near me. I can't control myself. Get away from me. And John's like, oh, okay. Just turns around.
I have a question here.
Yes.
How on earth did Arnie get here before the TX? Because he would have had to run through the particle accelerator.
No, he doesn't need to. He just walked the other way that they didn't know about.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Secret
Fucking
fast
idiot. I don't
route
even
that
know why you
doesn't
would ask
involve
that
going
question.
Past a giant electromagnet.
Of course. Well, because he couldn't, like, this is something I was a little bit unclear on. I think what was happening is when the TX was using the little buzzsaw on her wrist, she was not, like, cutting herself off of the particle accelerator. She was trying to damage it so that way it would switch itself off because of, like, a failsafe. If there's a hole in it and it's compromised or whatever, then it's going to switch off. Something like that. Which means that, okay, it might take a little while for her to be free enough to chase after the protagonists. But as soon as Arnie walks into the particle accelerator, he's going to get glued to it as well.
Exactly. So he just arrives from
So there
somewhere
isn't-
else.
Yeah, he must
Problem
have done. He
solved.
obviously passed away.
No, I got it. The T850's upgrade is teleportation. That's the thing
Oh,
you can do.
oh, that's useful.
Well, his upgrade is
cannot.
that he's not magnetic.
Oh yeah.
Also, fuck off, Chad. I'm not playing Dustboard again. Fuck off.
Do it.
There'll be another 7,000 plushies that you can't buy right now.
Yay.
So he got John there. I was like, oh, how will we solve this problem? Well, he's kind of a little bit in control, so he can still talk. So John essentially just reminds him of his primary directive of not killing us. And then he just kind of breaks the car and shuts himself off. I think that's just it.
So this is one of the moments that bugged me quite a bit, because it's like, John, come the fuck on. He said he's compromised. Do you know what these things are capable of? Get the fuck out of there. Why are you approaching him to try and convince him against his programming?
He also doesn't have any kind of like emotional bond with this particular machine.
Yeah.
Like if this happened in T2, I could understand it. Like, like convincing it not to kill him and go against his program or whatever. But this John is now an adult. He's not a child.
Yeah.
He has no connection to this thing. He should absolutely just leave.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but he gets tossed
But it's
and
Arnold
not injured
Schwarzenegger.
that much.
Also, I missed it earlier. I've been zoning out. Sorry.
Wow. Are we
the
boring
thing-
you?
the thing-
Huh?
No,
Oh, okay.
I have like half a dozen people messaging me about different things right now.
Tell him to die or something in Minecraft.
Oh, I've already done that.
Oh, well, I guess
No,
my
wait,
work
wait.
here is done. Go ahead.
When Arnie was fighting the TX, it's part of her design thing I mentioned earlier that I wanted to talk about. The thing where she like flips around on him to like get him in the leg lock and like reverse his hold on her into her holding him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that because it's like I don't know if the metal exoskeleton, or I don't know if that's what it's called, the metal skeleton inside. I don't know if it'd be able to do that, but also it just feels like a much lamer copy of when the T-1000 was thrown into the wall.
Yeah.
And then like
yeah.
he does
Yeah.
his thing where turns around without turning around.
Well,
Yeah,
they
she
they
should've
actually
done-
cheap out a little bit on the visual effects there, because when she does the whole turning backwards thing, her clothes, like the orientation of her collar changes, and the clothes are actually clothes, which
That's also true.
don't bel-
Yeah.
yeah, that's not the case in with the T1000, but here it's like, yeah, the clothing changes in a way that doesn't make any sense. It's just a visual effects goof that they were like, oh, fuck it, she's doing the T1000 thing, so just do it.
Yeah, Chad have corrected me. It's the endoskeleton. That's the word I
Yeah.
forgot existed.
No inside, exo outside.
Um,
Exoskeleton's like Iron Man suit.
yeah. There's also another thing in this scene right here where Kate jumps onto Arnie when he's like fighting Control, and he throws her off into a fucking toolbox.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
thing,
he tosses John before that as well, like onto this car.
Yeah.
He's almost crushing him with.
like
That's
both of them are really
literal.
bad, but the side of the toolbox gets dented by her skull. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh no, her skull might be fucking obliterated there.
Yeah, but did you think
Throw
about that she has
person-
like massive plot armor and she can't die?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's in so many movies that the person being thrown
Yeah.
is like treated as a non-lethal, not very harmful thing when like
Concussions
You
do not
shatter every
exist
bone in
in
your
action
body.
movies. Also, she's on PCP.
No,
Chad
I
is
know.
correct.
Oh yeah, I mean they did PCP on the way here. That's
my
how
God.
John's watch was unaffected by the magnet, just pure PCP.
True.
How did we not
Watches on
realize this
PCP.
earlier?
Yeah,
PCP is the reason why the plot of this film happens. That's why John broke into the vet clinic.
He just wanted some PCP.
He needed, yeah. Oh my God.
It all makes sense now.
PCP.
The time
PCP
loop
is
is
the reason.
closed.
Yeah, we closed the time loop with PCP.
PCP. Oh god. Anyway, they fly off to that Sierra Nevada base.
It's okay.
Arnie reboots. They land. They go inside. There's not a single soul here. John's like, there might be more of them here or something, and then he just randomly shoots into the room, which I was like,
I
okay.
hated that so much. It's like, buddy, you're burning ammo. They're not invisible. You fought these things before. You know Terminators. And if his whole thing was like, I'm gonna lure them out with this, fire one round.
Yeah. Where it's like
I
he
will
does
say
that.
I
It's like, okay, come on, it's clear. It's like, okay.
He really likes
like-
that full auto Glock. Just
I
wanted
like
to
the
use-
idea that this ends up being a plot twist, but it's also not really a plot twist because they only set up Crystal Peak 13 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
I checked because I was like, wait a minute, was I swear because I remembered that it had appeared earlier in the film, but it doesn't. Catherine's dad is like, oh, you got to get to Crystal Peak, and then 10 minutes later, actually, no, it's not really Crystal Peak. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that counts as a twist.
Yeah, it is Crystal Peak. John just thinks the whole time they're going there to shut down some kind of core, but no one says there is a core.
Yeah.
The only thing that the dad wants to do is get them to safety because he doesn't want his daughter to die. So he gives them the codes to the facility, which is not it's just a bunker basically.
I believe the line when he gives them the codes, he's like, the codes in the red envelope. He's like, these are the codes to Skynet's core, and then the father just says, it's your only
It's the
chance.
only chance,
He
yeah.
doesn't say, yes, it's Skynet's core. He just says, it's you. That envelope, Crystal Peak's your only chance. What?
Wait, hold
Didn't
on.
say it, so I thought that was fine.
Yeah, hold on though, because what that requires that Robert Brewster knows that there's going to be a nuclear war. Why would he know that?
I think he knows that like Skynet has taken over at this point. We are fucked. I think there's enough for me there that he understands the scope of what Skynet can do if it's out of control, and he's like, you know, like, whatever you do, go here where there's nothing but like analog tech. Spoilers.
Okay, yeah, that does work, but that means that he's basing that on having seen all the robots start attacking, which had nothing to do with him activating Skynet.
Doesn't he
That was
see,
entirely because of the TX.
Doesn't he see the
I think
screen show all kinds of red lines or something? I thought those were supposed to be like the new coordinates or something.
Yeah, and they do some exposition while he's
I could be wrong, but that's what I thought at least.
dying in the office where the codes are. that they miraculously that's where they got him. Really lucky he didn't die before they got to that safe.
Yeah. They have the big door. They need codes. Luckily, they're just there. Like, type in something. They have like a manual to open the door and power it. I don't know. It's just wasting time so the fucking Terminatrix can come crash in with a helicopter through the front door. And it's like, I'm approaching you menacingly. I didn't bring any guns. And now he can use his Glock again. That doesn't slow her down, really. But this just all leads to Arnie coming back with an even bigger helicopter to crash into the fucking room.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking dumb. It's so funny.
Vehicles in this movie, they're playing by Resident Evil 6 vehicle rules.
Oh, God.
Everything's crashing. 100%.
I couldn't help think when he crashed a helicopter in how, like, imagine fucking up so badly that trying to do this to stop her, he ends up killing them instead.
Yeah.
That could
Very
easily
easily
happen.
could have gone down like that. But
Yeah. By the way,
I think
now
that silly as it is, this movie has established several times that the T-850 has just an artful understanding of physics and calculation.
yes. Anyway, now the fact that she has an endoskeleton comes into place because this thing is finally heavy enough to crush her so hard that she's now cut into two.
Yeah. Maybe
No
should have sent a
leggies
T-1000.
anymore. Yeah. Should have gotten another prototype. But yeah, she's like fucked up. He's also kind of fucked up. But you just see more of the endoskeleton than anything else.
Yeah, it's the VFX team flexing.
Pretty much. The thing is about to emergency close. Arnie goes down. He's like, "Go now!" And they crawl through.
It's get to the chopper, but not really.
Not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's get away from the chopper through here. That's what they do.
And like even for this part, they were taking their sweet fucking time. Like just getting over the threshold. They'd be like, "Yo, buddy, just like slide under that thing." Holy shit.
Yeah, because she's about to crawl. She's heavily damaged, but she can still do some crawling. She just gets holds. She holds John's leg, then. But then Arnie uses his hand to hold her. He blocks the door with his torso. And now it's finally time to use Chekhov's fusion battery, whatever kind of battery it is.
It's my exploding battery.
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't turn
he's
off.
got to have more than two.
Yeah, I was about to say,
that's the thing. He must have two. They have at least three.
Because he does not turn off when he takes it out. Also, for some reason, she uses some of her power to make her face appear so we can see her scream.
Yeah,
for some reason.
just like in
I don't know why.
Terminator 2, when the T-1000 is going through all his different transformations while he's in the steel.
No.
Liquid hot magma.
He pulls her back, shoves the thing down the throat, and says, "You are terminated." And then they explode. Like to remind that this is a massive explosion, and there's no way these two survive this. They're not far enough away, and they're not behind the explosion safe door yet, but they are fine. It's just a bit of dust. No problem.
Yeah, well,
Also-
I guess maybe there's a lot of turns, winding corridors where it's built to assume that the blast might get through that initial door, but it could still tank it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It does seem silly that,
PCP.
especially when they do the kind of, I guess, not establishing shot, but like the wide shot of outside the facility shows that thing rocks everything even
yes.
close to being around that explosion.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
There's no bueno.
yeah.
There's
It has
something
something
I want to
kill the TX, but not them, which is that's a fine line.
I mean,
there's
like,
something
you
I'm
could have just let go,
Go
of
ahead.
the door too.
Yeah.
because he's holding the door up, which is keeping the two of them like alive, like the Terminator and the TX. And it's like, well, I mean, you kind of could have just sacrificed both of you by getting her head underneath the door and then just letting go and just crush.
There's something I wanted to mention about her death as well too. You mentioned how she's using her liquid metal to bring the face back.
Yeah.
There's a shot right before she dies where like her pupils are going wide in terror. It's like, come on.
Wait, really? Hang on, let me see
I'm
that.
sorry, that's just really stupid. Hold on, I've got a screenshot of it.
Oh my god, I have it. I have it.
Oh, I think we just saw it.
That's
It's
so
really
dumb.
bad. Like, why did you do this?
Look at this. They're like, oh my god, the panic. The panic. Fusion batteries, that's my least favorite flavor. No.
It's like, come on. Like, I'm sorry, that is goofy as fuck.
That is goofy as fuck. That should be the thumbnail. That is good thumbnail material for sure.
Doesn't YouTube have the thing where you can have like 3 thumbnails it rotates between now? Hi, Rocky. I'm sorry. I'm
It
getting
does,
attacked by
yeah.
a Chihuahua. You're a good dog, Rocky.
That's funny. Oh no, she's so scared. God damn it.
The nuclear explosion.
But yeah, Chekhov's hydrofusion battery, whatever. Does big explosion. But yeah, they make their way downstairs. They realize, wait, this is just analog computers and stuff. What's this? There's no core here. And they realize that there's nothing to destroy. It's all Skynet is unleashed. There's nothing they can do. And for I think for like 10 seconds or so, they're thinking about just killing themselves with the explosives. But then they get the call to action from the radio, because all the I don't know what they call themselves, like home defenders or whatever they call in. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, yeah, this is John.
I guess
Connor.
the other shelters that people made it to different parts of the country.
It's like, hey kid, who's in charge there? And he says, I am. He's the leader now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
this is like, honestly, it's the only scene most people remember from this movie when I talk to them about it. Like, I'll say like, yeah, and Terminator 3 happened. And be like, man, yeah, the ending was really cool. I'm like, yeah, it was pretty cool, I guess.
It's pretty bold as well because it's a very downbeat ending.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they just got them here to safety. Obviously, the Terminator most likely knew what was going on, and he just adhered to his programming, got them to safety. Well, and now it's time to be the leader and go back. And we get a little scene where we see all the nukes go off, we see the world explode, and have some voiceover that basically confirms to us, like, yep, there was no stopping Skynet. As soon as it was unleashed, there was millions of computers and everything. There was no core, no big bad end boss to fight to just shut it down altogether. It was Jover by the time he pressed that Y button.
I do find it funny how this movie gets the fucking computer virus out on the net thing right, where Age of Ultron fails.
I'm gonna be interested. I'll be at Age of Ultron eventually. I haven't seen that one in ages. I'm currently having my rewatch arc for Doomsday. I've actually already recorded Rando, so I need to edit it. I got a lot of work to do next week. Fuck me.
See, no, like I would do. Cause wait, Doomsday we have until December though, right? Like it's like the end of the year.
Yes, that's December.
Okay, so I would debate going through all the MCU movies again, but I almost think that, because hey, I know I'm going to have Tylenol on hand for that podcast. I'm 100% certain of that. But I feel like I will probably have a bigger headache if I watch them all again and have all of the different like timelines and canon and rules that were established clear in my head than if I just go in not having watched an MCU film for the entire year and then just go into Doomsday cold.
I finished Phase 1 just now last week. It's pretty fun overall.
That's the thing though. I feel like watching a movie like Doomsday where there's going to be like multiple timelines and shit. I think even if I watch the good ones, watching Doomsday will end up pissing me off.
Also, yes, I have the X-Men movies also on my list. The Foxman movies.
There's a few of those that are pretty okay. X-Men 1, 2, Days of Future Past. First Class is alright too, and Logan.
No.
That's about it.
a topic for another time. But yeah, that's Terminator 3, minus the MCU talk, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they both deal with timelines and shit, and like, you know, JoJo.
It's something that I'm not sure the movie necessarily deserves credit for, but I am glad that they actually had the apocalypse start at the end of the movie, rather
Yeah.
than, oh yes, we stopped Skynet for sure this time.
Yeah.
It sort of prevents Terminator 3 happening again for the next movie.
I just like I
Yeah.
would have much preferred if they just, because it's one of those things that like people feel like they can't make a movie that takes place any year but the year that the movie comes out in.
Uh-huh.
I think I would have liked this movie a lot more if it just took place in 1997 and took itself more seriously, and it was like, yeah, we gave it a good run with like the Cyberdyne system and the T1000 and T800 in the early 90s, but other things happened and Skynet is still going down. And then the 1997 one ends with like, yeah, they weren't able to stop it, but John's still alive, and therefore humanity will eventually win.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, biggest strength I feel like is the action set pieces in these movies. They're pretty fucking fun. They look great.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, not a great movie.
Yeah. Well, like I think even action set pieces aside, because like I mean that's pretty much my argument for like John Wick movies still being entertaining despite being insane, and like not
Gross.
having good writing past the first one. Don't worry, Metal. I don't want to get you going. I know that we differ slightly there, even though I agree with your criticisms. But as my point is, I think the only thing that's saving me from just not liking this movie is the times where it does get serious. I think there's some like decent stuff with John and
Yeah.
his feelings on his place in the world, and like Claire Danes I think is pretty good in the movie too. Like she's pretty sufficient as a person for him to bounce off during a couple of those scenes. And I think the ending's really solid. The thing is though, it's like everything I actually genuinely like about this movie are the times where it takes itself seriously, and so much of the movie just does not. And
Yeah.
that's why I can, when people say, yeah, Terminator 3 is all right, I'm like, 4 out of 10. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a 1 like Genesis or Dark Fate, but like I definitely don't think this is a particularly good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean when I said this isn't a worthy successor to Terminator 1 and 2. It'd be better to not have this than what we got, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in the camp of this not being good, but I definitely don't hate it, and I enjoy most of it. It's really dumb in parts,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is. It's bad in a way that can still be very entertaining in a way that bad movies in 2003, 2004, that era were. I mean, I think this came out in the same year as Van Helsing. That would be another example. Like,
That movie
it's
is
difficult
really-
to hate Van Helsing, even though Van Helsing is by no means a good movie, I don't think.
No, it's
Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate this movie either. I had something else there and I've lost it.
damn it.
It's fine.
That's what it is. It has
We'll be-
charm. It has charm.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, do we have a specific date set for Salvation, Metal?
No.
Or are we still just planning that for sometime in March?
We have not.
It's okay. Regardless,
Not planned any new ones. No. Next one.
okay. So like I watched Salvation after this movie, and I think that's one that I'd probably give like a 6 to, where I think it was better than I remembered it, even in some ways. It's definitely not even close to as good as Terminator 1 or 2, but this is one that I'm like, it's watchable, but I think it's below the mid line.
Right.
Genesis and Dark Fate though, spoiler alert, I hate those movies so fucking much.
As you should.
They barely even get a 1. Are we allowed to give 0 on a 10 scale? I would almost say 0 for both of them. I fucking hate both of those movies so much that yeah. Salvation though, I think it's all right. It's above average.
Well, there you have it.
I did watch the unrated director's cut though, so I don't know if that would have changed much, but that is the one I'm basing this on.
I will have to make sure I watch that because I've only seen Salvation once, and it was not the director's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen it once too. I saw it in theaters when it came out and never saw it again.
Why would you? Except for shit like this.
Covering Forge, yeah. We're now halfway through the Terminator arc, but all the good stuff is finished.
Yeah, the best stuff is gone.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
By that I meant Terminator 1 and 2. Like all the incredible stuff is.
Well,
But hey, those episodes are on Metal's channel or on the Forge playlist on my channel, which is just links to here. But yeah.
yeah. Well, if no one else has anything to add, let's do the super chats real quick here before we're out of here. We got $5 from M8. Thank you very much. Somehow the PCP arc returned. It sure did.
Yeah.
Great to see the gang back together. Yes, it's rather fun.
Yeah, we've always planned to bring this back, but it's one of those things that we got find a day where we're not covering something else, and when other people are available. Which because we don't want to just knock out the Terminator movies with just me and Metal alone. We need to have it be a thing.
And also
especially for the suffering that's coming. Never suffer alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's possible we might just excise the last two entirely. I don't know if I'm ready to cover those, but I will.
I got some bad news for you.
Shit.
I did see someone in chat say save it for 2027.
I mean, maybe like it was we covered Terminator 1 and 2 a year ago, so maybe we'll just at early on in the year we'll do the Terminator arcs, and 2027 will be when we have to suffer. But hey, I guess good news for this year, speaking of MCU movies, is there's only one, and
there's only one
at the end of the year, so I'll have fewer headaches this year than I might have otherwise.
Nice. And 5 gifted memberships from MA. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
35 Czar from Spiegel. Thank you very much. T3 should have taken place in the future, showing us the war up until Reese and the T800 were sent back. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that's kind of Salvation's deal, even though they don't get that far. They just they set up a few things, but
yeah.
I agree though.
Absolutely.
I think that's a better idea.
$10 from James, thank you. I think a completely underutilized plot point. T10 is sent back not for John, because he couldn't be found in this time point, but to kill many secondary lieutenants. Could have been the whole plot. Yeah, maybe almost do it as like a, I don't know, like a whodunit or something. It's like, wait, why are all these people dying all of a sudden? We can do something with this. I don't know how you would implement the second Terminator in that way, because he would probably know what's going on. So, but maybe...
Terminator detective. He's trying to solve the crimes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, again, it's the idea that if one of the critical pieces, especially of making Terminator movies at this time, even though apparently this wasn't like the last chance for him to do it, is Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger needs to be in the movie. The way to do it is just to have the T-800 be the villain, and have it be that just humans have to deal with one of those again, but there's no one from the future, only John, who has some knowledge from the future that's secondhand, but that's it. And then John is the Kyle Reese in 1997.
Yeah. Good stuff. Wonka the Great with €5. He's doing it. I'm a one-track lover. On a two-track, two-way lane, as it is. I think it's the on a two-way lane. But yeah, stupid song stuck in my head, Metal. As it should be. It's a great song. One-track lover fucking rules. I've listened to that song way too many times. And I've seen that the supercut from the Simpsons Hit and Run stream from my last visit came out. There's a lot of times where this is mentioned, and I'm sure this is where this comes from. Was a lot of singing in that one. Haven't watched the supercut yet. I'm sure it's great. James, another $10. Thank you again. By the way, the shitty Terminator anime on Netflix gives another answer. Every time they send something back, they're sending it into a new timeline. Oh, for fuck's sake. Effectively abandoning the origin timeline. Brain hurt. Oh god.
Yeah, that show was fucking garbage. And really, God, you want to see plot armor? Watch that show. It's like people act as if Terminators doing like physical damage to a human is just not really much of a problem.
Oh, that's. Guess I'll not watching that. Fuck that. Another $5 from James. Thank you. It is intensely hilarious that anything popular related to Terminator is always T1 and 2 stuff, like the game Terminator Salvation. Not perfect, fun game. Yeah, I heard that one is pretty good. I also heard that the RTS that came out not too long ago was not too bad either. I don't know about plot or anything, but apparently gameplay-wise, it's not
You
awful.
mean the side scroller, or was there like a real time strategy game?
No, that was a real-time strategy where you fight. I forgot the name of it. It came out not too long ago. A friend of mine actually played it.
That's a main
bit of the side scroller, the Terminator 2D. It's pretty good.
How's that?
It's difficult because you gotta kind of just do, like old style SNES, like you need to beat the entire game in one run kind of deal. You have like checkpoints, but you don't like reload the checkpoints. Like you have a finite amount of lives. So I mean, if you quit out of the game, it's not like you have to start from the very beginning.
Sorry, chat.
Oh, sorry.
No, I might have blasted
it was tough.
Years.
I haven't finished it, but there are difficulty levels too, and I might just have picked one that was too high. But you know,
Terminator
considering
Defiance,
checking
looks
that
like.
out.
No. Also, the game
get it on
was
Steam,
called.
Set a timer, and you got 2 hours to you got 2 hours to return it if you don't like it.
It's a Terminator Dark Fate Defiance.
Oh God, it's like why do they have to throw Dark Fate in?
I don't know.
It's I might have actually checked it out.
It is during
Terminator Resistance
Terminator
is pretty good though.
Places though, so you do fight Terminators and stuff. And apparently it's not super duper easy either. So I don't know. Maybe it's a neat little game to check out.
I quite enjoyed the one made by the shooter made by the studio that made RoboCop, Terminator Resistance. That all takes place in the future, and it's kind of like a Far Cry style thing, but it's pretty good.
Nice. Another 10 from James. Thank you. He's just throwing away that money today. I love it. Wait, did we gloss over that Terminator actively protecting them right now is the same one that ended John in the future? That is why it follows Kate's orders. Blame Kate for bad programming. Yeah. Don't let him command you. He's dead anyway.
Yeah, well. But no, I guess we did end up talking about that. So.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's in the movie, though. I just don't. What does that add to the movie?
It's one of those little like emotional twists. Be like, it was me who killed you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now I have to trust you. There's not really much there though.
No, they don't do it. There's no follow up with that or anything. It's a bit silly.
Least of all the fact that when he's trying to appeal to him to be like, yo, follow your orders. You need to protect me. Don't kill me. It's like, well, this one specifically has killed you.
It already did. Too late.
Like you're appealing to his original programming. It's like this is his second hack, man. Like, what if you send him back too far?
Original programming. Kill John Connor. It's like, no, not that one.
No, not that one. The original programming when we stunned you and then my wife hacked you after you'd already killed me. That one. Be that guy.
Let's see. We got $2 from Persuasion. Hi, Cree. That's you. Nice to see you.
Oh my God.
Favorite Fallout 2 cut content?
I'm not familiar with Fallout 2's cut content.
Oh.
So I can't really say on that. Sorry.
I haven't played Fallout 2.
Rabbit hole to go down.
I have no idea.
You should. It's good. Don't watch the show, though.
Ella PC Purnell.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. And another 5 from James. Thank you very much, dude. Confused the RV scenes, my bad. But the Terminator 3 game gives us a level where you make your way to eliminate John Connor, and at the end you get a cutscene doing it. Hell yeah. Is the Terminator 3 game not the one where they didn't want to do any achievements, so every achievement is just a gold trophy, and just playing the game once gives you a platinum trophy or something? I think that was the Terminator 3 game.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a little fun fact. If it's true, I didn't double check it. Which means you should take it as the absolute fucking truth.
Yeah.
I heard that's
No
how you become
misinformation
popular
here,
on the
right?
internet. Talking raccoons is funny content. That does sound funny, just without context. But yeah, those are the super chats. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Very
Thank
nice.
you. You guys rock. Keep the wheels turning here.
Yeah. Before we're out of here, thank you to our guests as always. Always good times.
Yeah, thank you.
Creed, tell the
Thank you.
people out there what's going on, what you got coming up.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me on again. It's
Sure.
always a great time being here. Sorry I didn't say more. This movie largely felt like, in many ways, kind of mid to me, where it's like I don't really have as much to say as I thought I should.
That happens. No problemo.
But yeah, Fallout Season 2 is over. All of my episode reactions are out to that, so check that out if you're interested in that. And I'm in the process
Better
of
or worse than season 1?
worse.
Okay.
Yay.
much worse. Everyone is more stupid. The writing is more stupid. It's more destructive towards the lore. I'm currently scripting a full analysis breakdown of the season. It's over 50,000 words. I forget what I was at, but it's really fucking awful. I hope to have it out in the next month or two.
Well, good luck with that.
Well, everyone
Thank you.
subscribe to Creetosis to check that out.
Link is always down.
The suffering
below.
never ends.
It never does. That's true. Random, what about you, you big bastard?
Yeah, well, thank you for the invite. Cree, I'll just say that I never actually watched all of season 1 of Fallout. I gave up after 4 episodes. I'll have to catch up on it through your video when that comes out. But yeah, I've recently put out I mean, it's kind of cheating. It's the longest video I've put out because it's a compilation of previous ones, but it's nearly 8 hours long of talking about House of Asher, which just finished airing, which is not good. It's pretty awful. So yeah, that's what I put out most recently. The next video I'm going to be doing, which will be within the next month or two, is War of the Damned, which is the final season of the original Spartacus show, which is, I mean, it's obviously much better. It's my favorite TV show. So yeah, that'll be largely positive. And then after that, I don't know. I have 2 ideas that are going to be very big. I don't know how long it will take me to do them, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, the only other thing is I'm going to be streaming Resident Evil 8 starting in a couple of days' time. I finished 7,
Ooh, okay.
and that was my first ever Resident Evil game that I had played.
What a place to start.
And
oh wait, I remember you asking me about
yeah,
that.
I know. Yeah, that was why. So yeah, I don't know. After I finish 8, I am either going to do 2 or 4. I don't know. And then apparently 9 is coming out this week. So yeah.
Yeah, end of the week.
Yeah.
Well,
But
there you
yeah,
have it.
no, Resident Evil 7 was good. I liked it.
oh my
I
God.
enjoy 7 too.
Don't tell him all of this.
Oh, did he not like 7?
I'm pretty sure he didn't know.
Fair enough.
I played
Is that
7 in VR and it was really fucking scary.
I could see that, yeah.
But yeah, the link down below, of course. Go check that out. Oh yeah, that's right. Ball has a video on 7. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it does.
I did not know that. In
Yeah.
that case, I will have to look it up.
So yeah, James with another $5 coming in here from the back. Also, poor Random has to deal with my Resident Evil obsession with lore. Resident Evil 9 soon. Hope the leaks aren't real. I've heard about leaks, but I haven't heard what's in them, and I'll try to keep it that way.
Yeah, I've not seen any plot points yet. I kind of want to avoid them, but part of me also kind of doesn't care when I see it in the context of what the story of the last few Resident Evils have been. Like going far back as 6, I guess, like 6, 7, 8. I don't feel like the story is the reason I play these games at any point. Or at this point. I used to be really into like the Resident Evil story. I think Yeah, probably up until 4.
Yeah.
But,
Well.
yeah, they'll probably do some stuff.
Mark, you don't do anything.
No, not really. I just like honestly this week I just want to catch up on some rest. I've been in the field with a basic training course for all the last week, and
boy.
yeah. So if I sound sleepy and if my voice sounds more hoarse, is because I've been yelling at people. Only when it affected their health though, because I'm not like the Full Metal Jacket guy. I don't like yell at people and call them names and things, but when I say things like, "Hey, take off that shirt. It's really wet. Put on some dry clothes." And then I see the person like 5 minutes later and they're still wearing the same shirt. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to stop you from freezing to death. Just change for the love of God. And yeah.
Yeah. Fair
But
enough.
yeah, no, I just want to relax this week. But we will be doing another Forge on Sunday.
Of course. Well, as for me, I've paid my dues. I paid my plushie dues. I've finished Forspoken and Dustborn. I'm gonna be recording something about those two for sure sometime this week. I've also already recorded something of my Arc 1 rewatch, which I need to edit, so I'll probably need to take a day to get this sorted and get that out to you. This week, because Resident Evil 9 is not out yet, I will be checking out the Sons of Sparta game. I've heard very meh things about it. Nothing really great. So I'm going to see how that is. See if I'm going to finish it or not. We shall see. But of course, as soon as Resident Evil 9 comes out, I will play that because we're doing a Forge on that. Yeah. So things are on the way, and streams are also on the way. All the things are moving and schmoving. And that's about it. So yeah. Again, thanks you all for hanging out. It's been fun. But we are out of here for today, and we shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Oh, you want to say goodbye? Nah, she got a little growl there.
Okay.